Oi, oi. How are we doing? We've all had Monday to endure, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and finally we have made it to Friday. So thank you very much for everyone to be here. Guess what? You may wonder why it's a solo screen at the minute, and it's not usually how we do it. But there's of course something I wanted to nip in the bud, and there's 47 of you in the building. Probably going to guess exactly what it is. And I just sort of wanted to just sort of nip this in the bud, yeah. By now, obviously, every single one of you, you've seen the clip of a specific guest that I've had on the show. And he basically went personal with another YouTuber. You will all obviously know as Gal Talks Football. And I just wanted to make this clear to every single one of you. Whilst my channel can sort of at times, be considered a little bit more out there than others, I totally get that, and I'll put my hands up. I do not condone personal attacks on anyone, whether they be a guest, whether they be an Arsenal YouTuber, whether anyone. That's not what I've started this show for. It's not what I started this channel for. I've specifically started this to talk about football. Absolutely nothing else. As such, that particular guest will no longer, and I've spoken to them, they are apologetic and they understand that their actions and things like that have consequences. But as such, that particular guest will no longer feature as a guest on this show anymore. So I wanted to just nip that into the bud. It is what it is. He said what he said. But, we just cannot get it. But he is apologetic to just give into that. But he will feature on here no more. But obviously, for me, as a personal level, I do want to apologise to a gal and anyone else that was offended to it. And I'm happy to take that accountability. While it wasn't coming out of my mouth, I'm totally happy to go. It was on my show. And that's what we do over here. We're men, we deal with it. We realize that ain't wrong. And I just wanted to let every single person watching know. And in particular, a gal who, by the way, I've had a pretty, very, very positive 40-minute conversation with him on the phone. We had a very good, positive conversation. He actually said to me he had more respect for me after that, to be fair, because he at least appreciates that I tried to sort of calm it down. Sort of on that note, I'm a little bit disappointed in some Arsenal YouTubers. A couple of other YouTubers, especially ones that have their show, that have sort of personally attacked me for it. And I'm more sort of aiming it at them because they should know a little bit better as hosts that there was about 4 or 5 seconds in between when he started saying it and when I came in and stopped it. And as a host that you have 1,000,001 things going through your head. You've got 3 or 4 or 5 panelists to sort of think the narrative of the show. You've got to negotiate through the chat. And if you've watched me for quite a long time, you will also know that I present a lot of stuff. And in that particular time, I was letting someone else talk and I was out trying to look for a next thing because I was coming towards the end of that to present the stuff. I wasn't on screen. So a lot of people have said to me, you should have muted him. I weren't even on that screen, And by the time I sort of heard it, I was like, whoa, shit, just letting people know for a little bit of context. For some of you that don't know YouTube and whatnot, it's you've got so many things racing through your head. It's not so easy to catch something. Someone could say something within 5 seconds. You're like, Jesus Christ. It is a little bit tricky, but I've always been open and putting my hands up. And I really do apologize to anyone, and obviously in particularly a gal that was offended by it. That's not the intention of the show. One individual said it. I tried to stop it as quick as I sort of could. And as a result, he will not be featured on the show anymore. I just wanted to nip that in the bud because I don't want to talk about it. I won't be going on other shows and I won't be bringing it back up because it doesn't deserve the airtime. But me and a gal, we're absolutely sweet. We will be continuing to do shows together. That's how cool it is. But there's also one just very, very other brief thing. Sam, who's actually on the panel today, he's been getting a lot of flack and a lot of stick and all of that. And him and a gal has spoken offline and resolved with the issue. I've spoken with Sam offline, and I've spoken with a gal about Sam, and I can confirm, what his actions weren't sniggering or laughing or everything like that. It was looking down in a little bit of disbelief. So, it's one of them things when something goes wrong and that sort of happened. The way to respond to it isn't by doing the same thing. Sam and I have received a bit of abuse for it, and that's not really the way to go about it. I'm big enough, old enough, and ugly enough to be able to deal with it. But I just wanted to come out openly for 5 minutes, just go, I'm sorry, that's what we do here. Aaron Talks Arsenal, I'm big enough, old enough, and definitely ugly enough to put my hands up and know when something's gone wrong. But listen, we will move on. We've got a show to do. I just will, you know what I mean? Always take accountability. I put accountability on my football club, put accountability on Mikel Arteta, everything on myself. And in life, in football, that is how we do. We be a man and we own up to the stuff. Now, on the panel, we have got my brother Normski with me. And of course, we've got Sam himself. How are you doing, guys?
Boy, I'm
That
all good, mate. All good, mate. Big up to the panel. Big up to the chat, the world-class chat, as you like to say, Aaron.
Yeah, world-class chat.
Come on. Yeah, looking forward to the show tonight. A lot's happened in the last couple of days.
It has.
And again, just want to pay respects to Jota, the family. It's when I heard the news, I was like, wow. As I say, tomorrow's not promised to everybody. You know what I mean? So, listen, all the respect and everything goes out to the family and obviously to the Liverpool fans that are mourning his death right now. So,
Yeah. I'm sort of glad you said that, because that's where I did want to start. I didn't want to briefly, I didn't want to spend too much time on it, just out of pure and total respect. Do you know what I mean? I'll come into you, Sam. Say big up to you, brother. How you doing? And then we'll just have a couple of minutes, just respecting a bit of Jota and of course his brother.
Yeah, I'm good. Obviously, it's been a crazy couple of days. I can't lie. You've got, as you said, this Igal thing that happened on your stream. Then we got what's it called? This Jota, absolute tragic stuff with what happened to him and his brother. Yeah, God rest their souls. Yeah. Then you've got this case thing which we will go into later. So yeah, it's been crazy, man, and yeah, it's a little bit unusual, but I've slowly grasped it and just been able to move on it, and yeah, man, we've managed to sort things out. So all good.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And do you know what I mean? I just wanted to obviously just have this sort of image up here just for a couple of minutes, man, because it's obviously absolutely devastating what happened. Do you know what I mean? I think Arsenal fans as well can take a little bit of understanding, because of course something similar, sadly, very, very, very sadly, happened to Jose Antonio Reyes. It's devastating to happen to anyone, but obviously, we sort of had a similar thing as a football fan, and obviously at this channel, obviously our hearts will absolutely 150% go out to, of course, Jota, his brother, and of course his family. It's such an upsetting sort of time, and I don't want to disrespect him by making a whole sort of thing on it. I just thought I'd show enough respect to just put that up there and obviously say thoughts, prayers, every single thing like that's obviously with us. Do you know what I mean? It's devastating news to hear. And yeah, man. As far as I'm concerned, fingers crossed. Nothing like this, happens again. It's such a tragic accident, so unfortunate, and hearts, thoughts, prayers obviously go out to the family, and yeah, it's just such a terrible time. It's been a real weird week, and it really Norms. To be fair, with a few other little things, it's been an odd one. Hard to put your finger on it, really, isn't it? Such a shame. It's I don't know. I can't even get my words out. It's just been such an odd week, and obviously that's such a shame.
I mean, it's literally one thing after another. Do you know what I mean? Kind of jumping in, into this situation, and obviously we all heard the news regarding, Thomas Partey, who's now left the club, and now we're hearing, that he's being charged with the R word. Obviously, you don't want to yourselves whatever, so be careful what we're saying. As you can see on the screen, guys, and to be honest, I mean, look, we go back to 2021 when this kind of sort of surfaced, and it was kind of one of those things of when it was sort of being put out there, you're just hoping it just because they said somebody from North London, you're just thinking, who could that be? Like, was trying to, is it from somebody from Tottenham? Is it, what I mean?
Yeah.
Then it started to transpire that it was the right guy. Then it was the thing, was he going to get on the plane and go on pre-season? And I think even a reporter who used to write for, I can't remember who he used to write for, I can't remember, got sacked because he turned around and sort of said that he won't be getting on the plane, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Then just loads of things happened after that. He went, and we all know it. Everywhere he went in terms of playing football, he was getting booed. So everybody was kind of reminding him about what he'd done. Then it kind of sort of went quiet. And I tell you, to be honest, I thought that everything had been sorted off because nobody was kind of really talking. It was in the background, but I just thought maybe the case might have been settled and everything's all done. and we move, and you know, he gets a contract renewal and all of that, and you're thinking everything is okay, and then bombshell today, you're hit with this stuff with him being charged on 5 accounts and the other one as well. So you're like, bro, and at the end of the day, you know, I'm looking at him. I'm not looking at him as a footballer. I'm looking at him as a human being. And if he is, because obviously this has to go to court. He has been charged with it, but as I said, I'm not in the police station. I'm not in the court or wherever it is. So I can only go by what's been said. You can look at other examples of other footballers that have been in the same situation and, you know, have been acquitted. But at the moment, you know, he's been charged with, you know, the R word. And it's a shame if it is true, then as people are saying, you know, they're using terms of scumbag, you know, shouldn't play ever play for the club. And if you know, Arsenal knew about this, why the cover up and all of that. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be unwrapped. And it's not going to help the club going forward because it's obviously tarnished the club's name. And obviously the owners, if the owners knew about it, if Arteta knew about it, if Edu knew about it, why has it come to this? You know, we're going into a season where things are a little very much up in the air at the moment. So it's all going to unravel. We know it's all going to unravel, but obviously he has to have his day in court. He feels that he's innocent. So as they will say, I'm innocent, you know, until proven guilty. You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't want to say yes. If I say he's guilty and then find out that, you know, 12 months down the road he's found innocent. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But at the moment, it doesn't look good. The fact is, there's no smoke without fire. Yeah. So that's where I'm going to leave it at. I'm not condoning what he's done because it's absolutely wrong if he has done it, and that's how I can leave it. I'm not sort of really going to skin him, quarter him, and all of that because I'm not a judge. I'm not the prosecutor. I'm not the defender. So yeah.
I mean, it's I mean, technically, he's not been some sort of guilty with it, but it definitely don't look good. And this is sort of what I wanted to put up here as well as Arsenal. And this is the Athletic that has reported this. Arsenal have been aware of the police investigation into Thomas Partey throughout. I mean, that's no surprise really to anyone, is it? Let's sort of face it. I don't know how I sit with this as a football club. Now, let's just take Thomas Partey actually out of this scenario, If Arsenal Football Club, and we've sort of seen it, the alleged, we've got to be careful with that, alleged allegations between 21 and 22. So let's just say 21 being the earliest possible allegation. Why are Arsenal 2, 3, 4 years down the line still sort of pursuing with it? Are they that confident that nothing's happened, or have they just generally thought we've paid a lot of money for this geezer? This is what doesn't really sit well with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is what, like, because I just sit there and think, you know, okay, there is. Let's just say, for argument's sake, say the gentleman's innocent. Yeah, that I respect the stand by your player sort of thing, but with something so, I don't know, you know, through the, you know, the R word, as you're rightly saying. I just sort of think as a football club, is it one of them where you think, well, if you try and sell him and cut your losses, like who's going to buy him? Like, do you then take the stance of, well, until this allegations came out and is proven guilty or innocent, do you not play him? You got 200. I don't really know. I just think it's almost damned if you don't as Arsenal Football Club, but something's got to have been possibly handled better. I mean, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a massive institution. I'm just a geezer in front of a camera. But something surely could have been handled a little bit better with these allegations. And they've been there or thereabouts, like I said, for the last 3 or 4 years. The fact I don't know. It's a real tricky one in terms of how you deal with this as a football club.
There's always that underlining. You know what I mean? There's the underlying current that's always there. So anytime you mention his name, you know, and you know, I've been on football panels and stuff like that, and they say that, you know, off-field stuff. Now, and for me, in my head, I'm thinking, well, is it done? Because they're not really talking about it as such. And I think it's the way that I'm looking at the way they've handled this whole process, and the fact that you know, after 4 or 5 days after, you know, him not getting his contract, dropping it like that. So the question is the media are going to go hard on this because they want to know at what point did Arsenal know about this? Because if they did know that this was the case, because
yeah,
you know, in 2021 the alleged thing happened, what was going on? Was questions asked, and as the answer to the question, is it to protect him, protect the club, protect him, or was it kind of case of, well, we can't get rid of him, but we need him because he's an integral part of the club. Do you know what I mean? So there's lots of things that we need to really kind of unravel, and it's going to slowly unravel as we go out through this year. Because whilst, you know, when the pre-season starts, he will be going for his court case, and that's going to dominate. And press conferences, that's going to dominate, bro. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So it's going to be an unnecessary distraction that the club don't need. You know what I mean? But some people say it could be his downfall. It could be Arteta's downfall as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yes. It's like I said. It's sort of it's easy for us to sort of say now. For me, if it was my sort of business and someone was sort of dealing with that, I'd be like, whoa, maybe get out the building. You know. But I run a very small YouTube channel. I don't run one of the biggest institutions in football in the world. Like probably from a respectful point, you'd maybe just cut your losses if you're Arsenal Football Club and just go, yeah, we don't want to be associated with this. That's I can sort of see the cogs ticking over them from a business sense, in that maybe he is innocent. We don't know. So I can sort of see, wow, we've invested a lot of money in this guy, but I mean, if you take the money out of it and go purely on here, which is what I would personally do, you just sort of go, yeah, Thomas, man, we don't really need this kind of stuff here. Yeah, sorry, Tom, but it's a cold, hard thing, you know. Like it's a tricky one. Sam, I want to bring you onto it as well, because I'm just sort of stuck in. Yeah, if it was me personally, you know, I would cut my losses and just go, maybe, yeah, sorry, Thomas. Arsenal Football Club don't need to be in, you know, broiled, if that's the right word, into a crazy saga. But they've allowed it for 3 years. It's crazy, that, in itself. Sam,
I'd have suspended him until this case was done.
Yeah.
Personally,
I hear you.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna talk about this thing because it can go south. And yeah, well, it is. Listen, whatever happens to him happens, but. Yeah, let's just say it just doesn't look good. That's it.
Yeah.
No. I mean, yeah, obviously, like Sam, with a Thomas Partey thing, do you think it's crazy in itself that they've allowed it going for 3 years and not really made a decision? They've almost basically waited for his contract to expire to just allow him to go.
Well, yeah, because like I think if you're a woman, especially working at Arsenal, now looking at this. Do you really want to work at the building anymore?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of sim does it send? But he should have immediately been suspended. I'm not saying rip up his deal immediately because, again, you don't know if he's guilty or not. But suspend him until the court case is finished and until you actually can see what the evidence are. That's what you do. So, yeah, he should have been suspended the moment these allegations come up. Yeah, just like Man United did with Mason Greenwood. I'll give them fairs. Yeah, because if I remember quite rightly, he got suspended. That's what you do. You suspend him. You wait until the case is done. One day, when the judge or the jury officially comes out with a result of whether he is innocent or guilty, then you know what to do. If he's innocent, you bring him back in. If he's guilty, then you rip up the whole thing as well. So not only then have you done the right thing by suspending him, make sure he doesn't partake part of anything, you're also sending a clear signal that if anyone gets accused of a crime like this on this level, he is not participating until the case is gone and you can actually see that he's innocent. Because if he's guilty and you've allowed him to continue, that is why Arsenal better hope and pray that he is innocent. Because if he's guilty and they have allowed him to continue and playing, that will do a massive damage on the brand. Like, I don't think people realize the right thing that they should have done from the beginning was to suspend him. That's it. Suspend him, wait for the case to be clear. But they didn't do it, which for me was absolutely unbelievable. But it is what it is. I don't run that institution like you said. We don't run that institution. We're just a small, tiny bit.
Yeah. Joshua was saying Arsenal statement just released. Is that
Is
they released something official of they or is...
Yeah, you've read it. Yeah, I think you've read it out.
Yeah, no, it's oh yeah, of course, yeah. Let's go back to that. Yeah, obviously this is on give me 2 seconds. Bear with me. Let's remove that. Let's remove this. And of course, yeah. This is obviously the statement that we're talking about, I believe. And it's I don't know. It's just a sort of shame. None of us are really surprised, are we? You know that this has obviously sort of come out. It's sort of been a little bit pending. I've read somewhere. I don't know whether that they were sort of waiting for him to be without club or technically unemployed for something to happen. You just never know. There's so much hearsay going in and around. But obviously now he's been charged. It hasn't got Arsenal attached to it as such. I don't know whether that's sort of anything or not, but you know, it's a little bit frustrating here. And of course, the detectives and things like that saying Upright remains providing support to women who have come forward. Absolutely, that's the main thing that I sort of hope that comes to us. Before we move on, is that you know they sort of take steps and things like that to improve this, because obviously the vast majority of it is unfortunately a male towards women thing. Hopefully this at least highlights things and steps can be improved to keep people safer from allegations and things like this. Sadly, it takes a high profile case to sort of highlight stuff, but I think norms, before we sort of close up on this, hopefully if there's any good to come from something like this, it's a bit more awareness. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so horrible things like this, and I'm not saying it's not happened allegedly, but obviously sadly it does happen, and hopefully there's positives that can come out of this, you know, like plans of action, funding in certain areas to actually prevent things like this from happening in the first place, because none of us want this. I've got a daughter. You know, I don't want them growing up and think about this is happening. Do you know what I mean? And it shouldn't happen regardless. Just on your last thoughts on it.
I think the whole process, I think the way they've gone about it and handled the whole process, and Sam rightly says, I think when soon as an allegation like that comes out, you take the player out the firing line in the sense of suspending him, because what it then shows to those women groups that feel like at the end of the day, you're sort of looking after him more. So how they look at this now, how they see this, that you've looked after this guy, you've protected him up until the point when he's left the club, and now it's all come out. So I think right from the offset, they should have suspended him. And that's why we're saying it's the ins and outs, the process of, well, why did they keep him playing? What was the reasons for keeping him playing? Do you know what I mean? There's so many questions that need answering. But yeah, I think it's the whole. If you look at the bigger picture, the whole process from the very beginning, you nip it in the bud, and they didn't do that because you've just left it hanging, and so people are going to still say, "Oh, the stuff that's going on off field," because people are not letting go of it. Yeah, some people might have thought it been taken care of. Yeah, so for some people, when it's now come out today that he's been charged, it's like, what? I thought it was all sorted. Do you know what I mean? So the process is completely not being sorted and done properly.
Yeah. No, that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? I agree with you, Norm. Sam, last bit, and then we'll get Cole. Obviously, Cole's just joined. If you wanted to have a summary on it, on anything, big up to Cole at Gun Down UK. I don't know if you wanted to have a little summary on it. I don't know if you've had your say on anything. If you haven't had your say on anything today, have your say on it. But just before that, Sam, to round it all up, my brother.
Yes, let's let Kako. I've said my bit. He should have been suspended. Yeah, he should have been suspended. The club didn't do the right thing. And they're gonna have to pay the price no matter what.
Of course. And don't forget, big up to the world class chat. Big up to Catch. How you doing? Big up to my mate Craig Overton in the building, one of my best mates. Big up to one of my best mates, Lee Sharp, who's actually I'm looking at right now, chilling on my sofa. Big up to Dazza Smoke Chew, who I've just seen has gifted 5 memberships. So for the 5 that's just got the memberships, make sure you shout out to my brother Dazza Smoke Chew. What an absolute fridge freezer, Cole. I don't know if you have had your say on this at all today. I've sort of been anonymous from YouTube for the last 2 days, taking a bit of a back seat. I don't know if you've had at all say about the Thomas Partey scenario. If you have, fair dues, summarise it. If you haven't, have your say now, bruv, before we move on.
Did an upload on my channel about 5 hours ago, which is up there now. So it's up there for everyone to see. We knew there was an incident that had happened a while back, but it was just an allegation. An allegation doesn't mean jack in this world, right? But it's always an idea to have in the back of your head if anything comes to light of whatever happens, okay? I'm not concerned about with the fact that Partey is now being charged under these warrants, shall we say. I'm more pissed off and annoyed how the football club have been able to hide this for 3 straight years and then come out with the bollocks of all bollocks excuses on X. Fabrizio Romano posted, and I've got this bookmarked on my phone. Let me just bring this up quickly. Arsenal statement on Thomas Partey. The player's contract ended on June 30th. Due to ongoing legal proceedings, the club is unable to comment on the case. You bunch of fucking wankers. You got no bollocks, have you? To understand what kind of position you're putting in. Loz, I've seen Lawrence in the chat, okay? He's been charged. He's no longer a player of ours anymore, but he was still part of our issue. Yeah, Lauren, you're spot on. Told you the club have wiped their hands clean. Yeah, they have. They want the no responsibility. It's like giving the rugby ball. Fuck, don't want this. How can the football club do this? How? When I was at work today and I saw that, I thought, please don't tell me this is true. And as I got further and further into what had gone on, it was like, I am disgusted to be an Arsenal fan today. Generally am. And people say, oh, he's only been charged. He hasn't been proved innocent to proven guilty. Bro, if you get charged for something, when there's smoke, there's fucking fire. There is no ifs and buts about this. You're going to Westminster Magistrates Court. You don't go there unless there's a serious accusation.
Well, you go to magistrates because they can. To be fair, you go to Crown Court for the big boy ones. You go to magistrates, anything up to 6 months. Says me.
It says you, whatever. And serious evidence as well. Yeah. True.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just had to 100%. Get that.
Listen, I had respect for Thomas Partey as a football player, but after what I witnessed today, or what I heard from today, nah, sorry. And that's the thing. The worst part in all this, they were trying to look to renew him. There's only one way I think they were doing it, and as they were trying to renew him because he knew that if he was a free agent and he left the country, therefore he's a free man. Unfortunately, that's not the case. And it's just sickening. It's just absolutely sickening. I thought the Tomiyasu news was just a laugh of like, oh, okay, it is what it is. This really pissed me off tonight.
Has he left England, Partey?
No, he's still in the UK. He's still in the UK. If he's been charged, that means he's still in the UK.
Yeah.
There will be a warrant if he does leave the country. There will be a warrant for his arrest, and it gets worse. So the best thing you can do is just stay in the country and take what's coming to you. Pause.
Yeah, I mean, if he decides to leave the country, then you have to ask why.
No, you don't have to ask. I mean, it's very obvious then why. Because if you haven't done anything, why would you leave?
Exactly. But I'm just going back on what Carl was saying, and I absolutely understand Carl in terms of the fact that there's no smoke without fire. But we've known there's been a number of cases where there's been smoke, and actually there was no fire. And so the way I'm looking at this is when he does end up going to, we don't know, because he's got to go and put his case over. Yes, he's been charged with these things, just like a load of other players that we've known in the past have been charged, and some have been acquitted. but it's that whole thing that's now going to stick to them. That look, you've been charged. You know, look, we spoke about it earlier. Sam spoke about it. Ronaldo, you know, he's got stuff against his name. Yeah, but you
albeit, I will say this in order for protection of Aaron Channel, that has been cleared in the sense where the judges made it clear he won't be.
Yeah, he won't do anything. So it's alleged stuff.
Yeah, so because there's not. Yeah, because they've got no evidence, nothing on it, and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So as hard as it is, I'm because if it is, I'm absolutely disappointed in the guy. The fact that as I said, there's no smoke without fire, and the fact that he is being it, they built up their case, and I think it just goes back down to the way they've dealt with this, because as you read that, Carl, when you read that thing from Arsenal, that it's ongoing. Like we can't talk about it. I mean, come on. What are we doing here? Do you know what I'm trying to say? What should have happened, as Sam said, from the day dot when the alleged came out, suspend the guy, do what you need to do, right, until it's sorted out. So they
if I own the company, Noski, if I own the company and one of my employees had this, bro, you're suspended immediately.
Exactly.
Immediately until this thing is resolved. The fact that guy was even allowed to play. And let me just say one thing, Jack. They didn't just realize this a few weeks ago. They have known this for years.
They've known this for years.
Oh yeah. And the fact they were even trying to renew that geezer. Because if Thomas Partey had agreed to keep the same salary, bruv, those mother effers would have actually given him that green light to stay. Oh yeah, you can have more, you can have them, we'll give you more money, mate. Yeah. Even though you've been suspicious for this crime. Well, disgusting. And do you know what? Big up man like Lee Gunner, because he said it himself clear. Classy Arsenal doesn't exist anymore. There's nothing classy. Classy Arsenal.
I said it to Matty today.
Classy Arsenal, mate. If a club is classy, you don't do stuff like this. Should have been suspended the day you get that allegation on your name. Suspend until the case resolved. Do not let him play. Don't let him into the training place. Do not let him into the stadium. Don't even let him do anything associated with the club. Just you get the hell away until this is resolved, mate. You ain't playing anymore. I don't give a toss how long it takes.
Yeah.
So, sorry, but it is what it is. They've completely destroyed themselves. It is what it is now. They fuck themselves over no matter what.
Yeah,
disgusting.
If an allegation is just talking about allegations, and depending on what those allegations are. So if there's anything to do with children, and a child comes and says something to somebody else, then it's your duty to protect. Yeah, it's your duty to protect the employees
all fucking day long.
Yeah, the female employees and all that. You have to do that. Yeah, but they didn't do that. That's the problem. They didn't follow due process. Yeah, do they have a process? This is the question. We like to talk about this process. Did Arsenal have a process when it comes to this? And now it's now come to a head, right? Where it's now they've just chucked the bomb. So there you go. We found all the evidence and blah blah blah. Now we can charge the geezer, right? And now Arsenal come out and turn around and say, well, as if you could just say the exact quotes again, Carl. What the exact quotes are? I don't want to misquote what they said.
What? Who were the misquotes? Sorry,
no. I'm saying no. You said what Arsenal come out with from Fabrizio.
Yeah.
You read that earlier on.
That's exactly what. Yeah, that's exactly what. So I'm also seeing this on the Sky Sports app as well. So given there were no ongoing legal proceedings, no. Statement of Sky Sports Arsenal said the player's contract ended on June 30th due to ongoing legal proceedings. The club is unable to comment on the case. So they also done that the same for Sky Sports as well. Aaron, just a quick one. Where did you get that post from? Now, I'm guessing that's from X.
I can't ever remember exactly sometimes where I get it. I screenshot a few bits and things like that. But obviously, the is from the Athletic.
Yeah,
so I'm assuming some part. Well, obviously, all of it would be from there. Hence,
I think that account. I think that's from AFC stuff. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he put that. I think.
Because there's something I've clocked lawyer, Dini Nocivelli. So this post had put this lawyer, this lawyer said the player should have been suspended while his club and the FA investigated the allegations.
That's what I literally said. That's what I have to say all the time.
Hang on, sir, but is that really his lawyer? Because on Sky Sports, there was a statement from Partey's lawyer, Jenny Wiltshire of Hickman and Rose. Thomas Partey denies all the charges against him. He has fully cooperated with the police and CPS throughout their 3-year investigation. He now welcomes the opportunity to finally clear his name.
To be fair, Cole, this doesn't say it's his lawyer.
Yeah, I was
it
just going to say
a lawyer.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So this would
like
just be a lawyer taking a what he would think. So they probably could have just got a lawyer in to say, okay, what do you think the process should have been? So to be fair, it doesn't specify that it was his lawyer. I just wanted to sort of look that out there.
Okay.
But that's why I am very, very careful when I look at these players. I'm very careful with saying, with saying idolizing and all that, because if you're found guilty of anything like this and you've idolized this person, you're going to look like a scumbag in it. Not that you've known before, but you get what I'm saying. Which is why you've got to be very, very careful.
Yeah, it's a real tricky one, isn't it? Like I said, for us personally, I'd have done what the lawyer's saying, suspending in this club, like what you said, Sam, like norms. I think we'd all actually agree on that, wouldn't we? You'd suspend it. I think that this is the real possible bad thing. What will look bad on Arsenal Football Club is that's probably what they should have done, and that's what they didn't do. Especially if he gets found guilty, which we don't know yet. But if he gets found guilty, Arsenal Football Club are gonna look
you know what? I think they might get sued.
Very bad.
I think Arsenal could get sued by some of the victims. I can't lie. I think they might get sued because they allowed them to continue getting paid whilst he was, if he had allegedly done this.
Yeah, it's
because that's the thing.
In a right pickle, weren't they, Arsenal Football Club, and they've got themselves there. They could have taken actions and they've chosen not to do it.
Yeah. Now this is hanging over their heads now, leading into the season. This now will be hanging over their heads now because it's going to be a kind of case of. I mean, this could run on for a year, 2 years. Look how long the Mendy thing ran on for. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So that's going to be. That's going to be found innocent.
And he was found
innocent. Yeah, he was found innocent.
Yeah, I think the only one that didn't go to court was CR7. I think that was the only one that didn't go.
Yeah,
to court.
I think that was that didn't
because there was no evidence. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
just want to jump in here quickly with Vanta with a banter. Big up to you, brother. He's been a member for 1 month. Big up to you, brother. I appreciate it, man. He's obviously one can assume part is charged due to him being a flight risk since he's a free agent player. That's sort of not. That may be something like that. What I was sort of saying, that now as a free agent, and he's not tied with a club, he's unemployed, and he can leave the UK at any time. I don't know. Maybe there's something in that banter, but big up to you, brother. We got Suge, the Thunder Down Under. Come on, man. Big up to our brother from Down Under, Suge. What you saying, bruv? He's saying big up Aaron, Normski, Sam, and of course, if Carl was here, he'd have bigged up Carl as well, unless he don't like him like me, in which case he wouldn't. I'm only joking, Carl. Calm down. Hit the likes and subscribe, everyone. Things can happen this week. Yeah, there's more to life than football. Yeah, facts, man. Big up the Suge. And come on, man. Dazza, there we go. So everyone make sure you say thank you to
AFC, bro. We've addressed this already, bro. Enough, bro.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what it's about, but if it's about how I started the video, we won't be running through that again.
Out like that, bro. Come on.
Yeah. Come on. Well, I haven't seen the comment about what we're doing. Do you know what? I'll tell you what we'll do. If everyone sort of had their sort of feel about this Thomas Partey thing, we can move it on. And if that's all right with the panel, we all good with that? Anyone want to say any last things?
Hey, your channel, bro. It's your channel.
Yeah. That's
let's move on to let's move on to something less sickening, can we?
Yeah. Here we go. It's sickening in a different way. So the top 10 Prem injury bills. Arsenal Football Club, we have finally topped the table at the end of the season. Yeah. Come on, we finally topped it. Just sadly, it's how much we have forked out in terms of finances at Arsenal Football Club. And of course, we topped the bill to our sickbed. It is what it is. And there'll be no other player that's contributed to that. And no, it's not Gabriel Jesus. Even though there's a plethora of choice, it's of course Tomiyasu. Who? Tomiyasu? Tomiyasu. Who? Tomiyasu. Of course, he's there. Apparently, he was there. He's gone. He's been. He was here. Was he ever here? I don't know. He's a myth. He's a legend. He's Tomiyasu. He's the Japanese centre back / left back / right back / anonymous wage stealer that we had at our football club for about 4 years, and he's finally gone. But you know what? I would say, sadly, good riddance. Finally, Arsenal Football Club made the decision to do something good. He was there stealing an absolute living for far too long. And do you know what I wanted to do before I bring the panel in? I wanted to show every single person, and then we'll get the panel in, how bad it has been at Arsenal Football Club. So let me just present something for you guys, yeah? So let me just start off with this. Give me 2 seconds, world-class chat. Give me 2 seconds. Share screen. And then we'll go on here, and then we'll boom. Right, 1 second. Let's make sure we present it. Because I've done this before. You'd think I'd learn by now, but I don't. Remove. Sorry. Scroll down, and then bang. Okay, cool. So this is Tomiyasu, yeah? And you can see Tomiyasu signs new long-term contract. Look at the date, guys, yeah? This is important, right? 20th of March, 2024. So Tomiyasu, at this specific date, he went from 55k a week at Arsenal Football Club to 100k. Nearly a 50% pay rise, yeah? So he's doubled his wages, basically. Why does that mean something? We'll get into that. Don't you worry about that. So he signed his new long-term contract, blah, blah, blah. He signed in August 2021, yeah? Look at the appearances made. Making 73 appearances at Arsenal across all competitions in 3 years. 3 years, 73 appearances for Arsenal Football Club. There's a load of little waffle here and all there. Let's just dig into this a little bit longer, yeah? Let's just dig right into this, because this is how poor Arsenal have behaved. And I've shown everyone this for a long time, but we'll actually show it. This is how pathetic Arsenal Football Club are in terms of throwing their wages away. So when we sort of hear the likes of, oh, you know, we give them too much wages, or we haven't done, this is how badly they throw away their wages. Let's get some Tomiyasu injury records right up here. So this is not the one that I wanted to come on. We will come off of that. There's one right next to it that actually summarizes up all of them. 1 second. They were right next to each other. That's why. Bang. Remember that date, 20th, yeah? The 20th? Yep. Now, we've obviously got the day and then the month. It's almost like they've done it sort of in America, right? So we're on the 24th, yeah? So we're in August. Let's come all the way to March. Let's keep it down. Where are we? Do we need to scroll up? Yes, we do. Right, here we go. So, bear with us 1 more second. So the 20th of March, yeah? So here we are. We're at the 9th of March, right? So you'd say it was fair to say that Arsenal Football Club didn't just finalise and start negotiating on the 20th of March. They'd have obviously been negotiating it beforehand, right? I think that's fair to say. So this is the 9th of March. That is the 31st of March when he finally had his first game. They negotiated that deal, of course, while he was injured. Look at how many games he was injured. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Called up to the national team, but he was injured. 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, look. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He was actually out injured for an astronomical amount of time before Arsenal Football Club decided to go, do you know what? See this geezer here who's got all of these injury problems, all of this. Here we go, scrolling, all of this injuries. I'll tell you what we'll do while he's currently injured. What we'll do is we'll almost double his wages. That's what Arsenal Football Club have decided to do. So then he comes back, yeah, on the 31st, you know, a good 11 days after his injury. He plays left back, he plays left back, he plays left back. And then he comes on. It doesn't state what position he plays, but he's only just coming back from injury, hence 24 minutes, 16 minutes, 18 minutes and 23 minutes, yeah? We've all got that in our head, yeah? Okay, he's not in the squad for this game. Maybe he just had a little knock. Of course he had a little knock. Of course he did. Of course he did. But he comes back and then he plays 72 minutes, 90 minutes, 90 minutes, 90 minutes, 90 minutes. And then he's gone again. He plays 6 minutes last season, 6 minutes. And he's absolutely gone again. Oh, la, 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 la. Do you know what this all adds up to, ladies and gentlemen? How mad is this? Let me get it back up on my phone. He has played, 1 second. I'll get it right now. A total, since he had that contract renewal, yeah? Since he had that contract renewal where Arsenal absolutely deemed him a necessity to give him nearly twice his wage, he's totally played 519 minutes for Arsenal Football Club in a year and a half on 100 grand a week. That is under 5.5 matches for Arsenal Football Club in 18 months. And we decided to give him a pay rise of nearly twice the amount. And we wonder why we're such a horrendously ran football club. I mean, it's just there for everyone to see. 519 minutes. And we gave this geezer nearly twice the amount of money. And we're wondering now why. Guess what? We've probably paid him all off. Look at this. Look at this. This is last season, yeah? Look at it. Knee injury. Are you
gonna share the screen or just tell us, mate?
Oh shit, is it not on? I've done it again, haven't I? I've done it again. He's done it again. He's done it again. Have a look at this. Did I not fucking share it? What a knob.
Don't worry, chat. You're not going off your rockers. You're not.
Yeah. Right. Let's have a little good.
I didn't want to say. I didn't want to say nothing because I was thinking.
Why not? So yeah. So to just briefly sort of summarise that up, yeah, because I've obviously waffled on now. So from here, yeah, this point here, can you all see this now? This is the 9th of the 3rd, yeah. So from this is the point where he signed his new deal, yeah, from around here. They negotiated it through this. See all of that? See all of that injury? That's when they was negotiating his 45k a week pay rise, yeah. All through that. He comes back, plays a couple of games, look, 24 minutes, 16, 18, 23, 72, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, and then he's injured again. And then he plays 6 minutes last season for the whole entire of it, he's injured again. So that's what I'm basically saying, but failed to show. All of this, they decided that throughout this whole entire injury-prone period right here, see all of this here? That was from the 12th of April, May 2023, he was injured. All the way, and he only played one game, all the way until we signed his new contract.
Crazy.
15 months later, Arsenal decided to give him a contract. He played one game against Fulham. One game against Fulham in a loss.
Who gave him that deal?
Oh, yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. See all of this? In that period, he was out for 15 months of an injury, played one game. Arsenal Football Club decided to give him a 45k a week pay rise. That's 45% a week pay rise, yeah? And he plays this amount of games. And then he's not in the squad. This amount of games, and then he only plays 6 minutes from there. How horrendous do you have to be as a football club? So after this, in this period right here, they went, do you know what he needs after appearing for 45 minutes and then getting injured again after 45 minutes? He needs another fucking 45 grand on his wages, geezer. We need to nearly double his wages after this 45-minute appearance and a loss against Fulham. That's definitely what we need. You know, Arteta knows exactly what we need. So we give him about this. This is his first game back from his new pay rise. As we've seen, 20th of March, he officially signs a new deal. He comes back and plays 519 minutes. 519 minutes before he's out. And that's included in that. So it's actually 513 minutes before he's out again, and then he only plays 6 minutes last season against Southampton, and he's gone again. What are we doing here as a football club? Why on earth would you give him that pay rise in that time? How mad is that? Only at Arsenal Football Club, Norms.
Badly run, absolutely badly
horrendous
run.
Horrendous.
Yeah, it just don't make sense. But this is what Arsenal do. This is what they do, and I'm just hoping that I know Berta at the moment. You know, skating on thin ice for you, Aaron. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's on the finish.
But maybe it's him that said, "Listen, bro, we can't be paying you this kind of money, and you're doing this rubbish." Do you know what I'm saying? So maybe I think I asked a question. I think it was in Shane's chat. I was saying, question is, with this situation that's just happened, where Tomiyasu has ended up, you know, terminating his contract on a mutual basis. And I don't know if it's like 50-50 kind of thing and how much Arsenal are going to be paying. Is it a Berta thing? Because if it was Arteta would have probably still kept him here. I know if Eddie was here, they would have still kept him here. Because they're giving, you've just shown us the evidence. Yeah, as you said, we listen with our eyes this time now. We're listening with our eyes. We can see it in front of us. You've rewarded this guy. Yeah, for playing 500 odd minutes in a year and a half. Yeah, almost doubled his wages.
Ridiculous.
So we're not even doing proper business here, and you wonder why money's been wasted. Who's next on the chopping board? Who's next? Is it Gabriel Jesus?
It just sounds like mates rates, Norms.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. Badly run business, and I mean, you know, the owners must be looking at this and thinking, nah, this can't. We're letting this go on for how many years? This has to stop. They have to be accountable, and what I'm seeing here, they're not spending the money well. That's probably why we can't do the business that we want to do, because, you know, the money's gone into players that can't even feature on the pitch for to more than 6 minutes. Yeah, you got Gabriel Jesus. You got Gabriel Jesus with 4 knee ops on 265. It's mad. It's crazy.
Ridiculous. I've tried zooming out on screen just to sort of give people an understanding and appreciation. And there's more red above that as well, just about how long this geezer's been out.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. He has spent so much time out at Arsenal Football Club. Look, it barely gets any better. He started off, look, that's how he started off. And then you got half of it out.
But Aaron, the thing is, before Kieran Tierney went to Celtic, he was getting more grief off of the fans. The top fans saying, oh, blah, blah, you know, I mean, he's never fit. Look at this. Look at this.
That's in the last 2 years.
That's crazy.
And he's had a pay rise in between that. This is the last 2 years at Arsenal Football Club. Look at all of that red. That is madness. Where'd you go from there, man? That just goes to show how pathetic we've been run.
Was his injury record like this before he came to Arsenal?
That's a good question.
What I will do is have a little look. Carl, have your little say on the Tomiyasu thing, and then I will look for this right now while you're having a little chinwag about it.
Oh, Tomiyasu. I always call the boy that's always on a walking Zimmer frame all the time. Could never stay fit and healthy. I feel like going back through a little stretch, the games where he did play, Aaron, I think it was like 90% of them were all in the win column. It does seem like Tomiyasu, when he did actually play, we was getting wins. So there was some level of talent to him. He was a decent defender, not world class, but he was a decent defender. But when you can't stay fit and healthy, you know, and even it wasn't Arsenal that terminated the contract. Tomiyasu asked to be bought out because he was like, I can't go through with this. I either need to go back home and rehab properly. Do you know what he might end up doing? He said he might not be able to play for another 4 or 5 months. I'll guarantee you this right now. He will not play for an entire 2025 to 2026 season. He'll probably take a whole sabbatical year off to get over this injury properly and then restart it all over again. Because he needs to find out if he can play football at a very, very high level, or is it just at a competitive level?
Yeah. Well,
there were talks that he might never be able to play football again.
Oh my fucking God! And you saw and you saw all on that bottom row: knee injury, knee surgery. Are we getting through to you now, you fucking ignorant pricks?
Yeah. Let me just quickly address this. Nikhil, big up to you, brother. Thank you very much for the super chat. You're saying the gal didn't deserve the personal attack. This is just football talk. And Aaron, bruv, hope you address the issue. Go watch the beginning of the show, bruv. Boom. Come on. You've jumped in early. Go watch the start of the show. Big up to the super
you're
chat.
All
I
late,
appreciate
mate.
it. Watch the start of the show.
Late. Yeah, you're all late.
Way too late. Watch the start of the show. You want the gal stuff? Watch the start of the show. Come on. That's the last I'm going to say a bit. Watch the start of the show. Sorry to cut anyone in mid-flow there. Just thought I'd have to nip that in the bud. Just quickly as well. Huge big up, Carl. Sorry, I didn't see you before. Big up, Carl. And we've also got Gianni in the building. Big up to it. Big up to the geezer. Absolute Fridge freezer, Gianni. Come on, brother, man.
Big up, bro.
Big up, Gianni, bro.
Big up, guys. How are you guys doing?
Chicago's finest.
Yeah. Just got off work before all these 4th of July and Independence Day celebrations tonight.
Oh yeah. Happy Independence Day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Big up to you, brother. My missus. Do you know what? But like the mate I've actually got here now, Lee, is my missus' cousin, and they're all bloody American. They love it. They do. They have a massive 4th of July, didn't you, brother? You'll have a big old party, didn't you, mate? They do that. I don't know if you heard him in the background there. Yeah, they do it. Yeah, they love all of that. But they're English, like these sort of they're born here, but obviously they've got loads of family that live here that are American. They'll be having a big old party tomorrow. I can double assure you that. But big up to you, man. How you doing, Johnny?
Another day. Thinking that Tomiyasu's gone, but then all the other nonsense kicked up. So it's never a dull moment with Arsenal, man. It's never a dull moment with Arsenal at the end of the day.
There's always something in there, man.
Yeah,
just always something. We can't just live in peace.
You know what it's like? Arsenal is a club where you see when you go to New York, the city that never sleeps. Arsenal is like the club that never sleeps. There's always something happening. Do you get what I'm saying? Now we'll talk.
24/7. 24/7.
Yep. Never ends. It never ends with these guys. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But do you know what? Carl asked a question, and we've gotten the answer right here. So in 18, he missed 8 days with a knee bruise. Obviously, you know, it's typical knee, isn't it? Here we go. Where's a muscle injury? So in October 19, he missed 7 days with, of course, Bologna, and then missed 41 days with Bologna. 19 days. So I mean, he was kind of hampered. But I suppose before he moves to Arsenal, you know, you've got a 3-year period here where he's missed a month, 2 months there, over 3, 4. He's missed about 5 or 6 months there just before he joined Arsenal, spanning over 3 years, really, isn't it? And then, of course, he moves to Arsenal Football Club. And then you've got calf injury, 61 days, muscular problems, 13 days, knee surgery, 108 days, calf injury, 28, calf injury, 45, knee injury, 74, knee injury, 136, and the current knee injury is 225 days.
That's a rush back. Aaron, you can't tell me those final 3 up there. That's a rush back.
Yeah, well, look at the dates between
the dates between the two. It's just criminal. I mean, let's get me wrong. Tomiyasu wasn't our favorite player, but fuck me, even we knew, bro. You're coming off knee injuries, mate. Just take your bloody time. Take your time coming back. I don't care if it takes you another 6 months. Take your time coming back. So I want you at your peak best. The minute Arteta finds out that, he's like 80% fit. Oh, okay, let's get him back on. Let's get him back on. That's not how you run. That's not how you manage your players, you prick. That's not how you manage.
Yeah. It's madness that. Look, Mikel Arteta, and do you know what? There'll be some people, Cole, that will come back at you and they'll say, how do you know he's rushed him back? I mean, come on, it's not the only example, is it?
You know,
like, we've got plethora examples just from last season, Aaron, let alone in the last 5.5 years. Go on.
Aaron, we both know that the likes of Timber and Saka are going to get rushed back this season. We both know they're not even going to be. They're not even full. I'm telling you guys right now, them two are not even fully fit. I think we can all tell they're going to rush them back. They're going to rush both these men back. And the same goes for the rest of the players I've had hamstring, Gabriel, all these men. They're going to rush them back. And then you wonder, and the thing is, this is where I feel for Tomiyasu a bit, because you're rushing the geezer back instead of letting them have a proper recovery. They've done the same thing with Saka, yeah? The adrenaline run out. The same thing with what Timber said in the interview. It was going on adrenaline. Now the adrenaline's run out, bro. You could see, and you saw what he was saying. Yeah, and you got to say, bro, I actually feel for these men to a degree, because the way they keep just rushing these men back and back, bro, you got to feel for them, bro. This football club doesn't know how to take care of their players. They don't, sadly.
Yeah.
It's also getting the player profile wrong. Again, after what I've seen so far with people talking about Sesko and not really even watching him or not seeing how the guy really plays and how he wouldn't work with us, it's a mischaracteristics of the player profile. Tomiyasu at City A was bouncing back and forth between being a center back and fullbacks, but he never went forward like that when he was with Bologna. When he was with Bologna played a mixture of a back line of 3 where he would be a third center back, or they would play a back line of 4. He'd play either right back or left back, would never go up as much as he was at Arsenal. So, but he did play a considerable amount of time at center back. So I just think this is down to getting the player personnel wrong again, and Mikel Arteta overpaying a player that should have never been on Arsenal in the first place.
Yeah, Yeah. Oh, 100%. Do you know? It's a real shame about Tomiyasu. I genuinely believe, because he actually came in and he'd done a half decent job. But we should have cut. This is the problem with Arsenal and Arteta, and why I keep saying the same thing. They either don't learn their lesson or they take too long to learn their lessons. They should have cut ties with a lot of bloody players. I don't mean to come back to the Tom Swap. They should have cut ties with him ages ago if they weren't happy with his injury record and everything else, of course. We've covered that, not going back into it. Tomiyasu's, Gabriel Jesus's, look at Manchester City. I bet you any money Manchester City knew that Gabriel Jesus was a car crash waiting to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, in terms of obviously his injury record, of course. Do you know what I mean? It was just waiting there, wasn't it? And obviously they've just gone, do you know what? He's not our problem now. Let's just give it to the next buyer. And also have just bought a crop. It's waiting to happen. Do you know what I mean? It's very frustrating with Arsenal Football Club, because I just believe that we just do not deal with issues straight away. We just always just seem to allow things to just stagnate and happen. And there's actually no real further evidence in that, and how many players we've actually let go for free. I mean, it's ridiculous actually in itself. We just do not know as a football club really how to run it very well in terms of sales, in terms of scenario situations. We just seem to allow things to just stagnate until they just leave for free. It's very, very frustrating. And we sit there and we wonder why we've got no money or not enough money to spend on football clubs. Everyone else sells their players and sells their assets. What do? We let them walk out the door for free. This is another one. All right, we only spent 18 million on Tomiyasu, but you had the wages and everything like that, and we just let him walk away for free. Granted, it's the right decision, but probably 2 or 3 years too late, boys. Do you know what I mean? It's just copy and paste, probably with about another 10, 15, 20 bloody examples under this manager. Anyone want to jump in?
You know what? Can I just before you come in? Sorry, Carl.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kind of looking. I just thought I'd go and even look at Gabriel Jesus' injury record before he came to Arsenal. And to be honest, it's not as bad as. I mean, the longest he had when he was playing for Man City was 42 days out. If you talk about days, yeah.
Yeah.
He then joins Arsenal in the 22-23 season. Is that right? Let's just make sure I'm right on that. Yep. And in his first that one, 100 days out. Yeah. Comes back. You
want to share your screen, Norm?
Yeah, I've got it on my phone. So I'll tell you what, Aaron, just put in Gabriel Jesus' injury history and bring up these stats. And I think there's a pattern. I'm seeing here. Okay, if you take California, he had 500 odd days before he came to Arsenal. But it seems as soon as they come to Arsenal, especially under this manager, their injury record is worse. So if you go back, look at his injury record before he came to Arsenal. And then look at when he joins Arsenal. And watch as you go through, 25, 27, but then when he has those knee operations.
You're muted, Aaron.
Can't hear you. Aaron, you're muted.
Aaron, you're on mute.
Aaron, you're on mute.
Can't hear you. What's going on? The mutants have got him. Aaron's mouth is injured.
Get him on it.
We can hear you now.
There you go.
Oh, listen, I didn't have it on mute. Something had happened. Yeah, StreamYard's being a bit of a so-and-so, I think. But
it's being a prick right now. StreamYard, I can't lie.
Basically, that was definitely a StreamYard thing. Basically all I was sort of saying was, look, there's no real severe injuries there. A couple of hamstrings, a few strains, a couple of knocks. And of course, you come to Arsenal, you got your knee in, bang, 100 days. I actually thought, to be fair, Norms, I'll put my hands up with that. I got that wrong. I thought he had a big injury at Man City, but clearly he didn't.
No.
Yeah, so I will put my hands up.
Big up DJB, brother.
On page 2.
The woman.
Yeah, no, he didn't. Yeah, no, just what's it? Metatarsal fracture. Sorry, that's at Manchester City, 68 days. All right, torn knee ligaments. Okay, at Manchester City in 18. I forgot there was a second page. 55 days, but torn knee ligaments. 55 days is nothing too horrendous, I suppose, in the grand scheme of things. When you get to Arsenal, bang, 100 days. And then, you know what I mean? He's coming back 25 days, 27, 14. And then look at this, what he's on at the minute. 314. I mean,
unbelievable.
Just in this alone, just in this current one alone, 314.
It's just obvious. It's just obvious. This manager destroys
more than
careers.
Combined.
Bro, this manager destroys careers. It's just obvious.
Rushing him back after this injury. He comes back. When's he come back? March 11th. He comes back. Then obviously he must have played a couple of games. Straight away knee injury at the beginning of the season, there or thereabouts until August. That's fine. Then straight away from October, November, they're all close within each other, aren't they? November, January, coming back, February, and then obviously out till then, and then the end of the season. Obviously, maybe played a couple of games straight away in August, September, and then in January. There's definitely you can't not say that it's nothing to do with the way Arsenal Football Club have managed him. I reckon Arsenal Football Club have got a major reasoning as to why he's injured. And that is because Mikel Arteta, I just think he doesn't really care about the players. There's so many excuses on it. Look at the Ben White and the Urian Timber thing. I mean, just alone the Urian Timber interview is just a slam dunk. Say no more. Job done. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Just that in its own.
What Timber did basically in that interview, he actually protected the medical team, because it now looks like from what he was saying was more like, it sounded like the Arteta was actually going above and beyond everybody just so that he is right. But the medical team are there to help protect your players, so that when they are ready to go and healthy, they'll be able to give him the clear. He's healthy. He can now start training again. This manager has never managed in his entire career, and already you think you're a dictator. You already think you could do all of this with barely no experience.
Yep.
He's
playing a lot of these players in the red. Arsene Wenger used to talk about that, players being in the red. He used to withdraw them. They didn't want to. Thierry Henry, for example, didn't want to. Yeah, because he wanted to play, but he understood that. And it's all right, Arteta coming out saying, Saka, he just wants to play. 5 years this guy's been going, to the point where his hamstring is off his bone. This is what it takes. And he's not going to be the same player. He will not be the same player. And you see, when he came back from that, he did his interview and said, 5 years straight. He's come back, he's played within himself. Yeah, he knows there's a World Cup around the corner. And you've got to remember, there's 3 or 4 players that had serious surgery. Okay? And if you think that as they go into the colder months, that they ain't going to drop like flies, they will. Yeah, that's why we have to have a squad, capable enough, to rotate. And the problem is, over the last couple of years, we've not had a squad that we can rotate properly, because he's looked at that bench and there's nobody he can bring off the bench. So he's going to use the same lot 11 or 13 players and rotate them. He likes versatile players, but if one versatile player that can play over 3 positions gets injured, guess what? Those 3 positions are now become redundant. You know what I mean? Go and get the players to play in their proper positions.
Facts. Do you know what, Norms? I've been saying this for a long time, right? And let me just sort of say this about like an Eze. Share screen. I know. Sorry, bud. Let me just sort of say this about an Eze, right? Now, I want Eze to play in some form of midfield role, right? I don't want him to play as a winger. I don't believe that would be his best position for Arsenal. I would actually like him to have and I'm going to contradict myself, but just give me a chance here. I would like him to play as a left 8, floating maybe to take Odegaard's position. I'd like him to sort of float around there or thereabouts to have as an option player. Now, when it comes to, and I'm sort of taking it away for a little bit, but you just snapped something in my brain, I like to say it. When it comes to the left wing position and the striker position, I want Arsenal Football Club to just stick to best in business. I want a striker that only plays striker. I don't want a striker that plays left wing. I don't want a striker that plays right wing. When we get a left winger, I know, yes, there is some sort of versatility in the fact that Rodrigo, let's just say, for argument's sake, his name, can play on a right wing. I don't care. Keep him left wing. Keep him left wing. I want them players. Play them players. I know Sam's going to want to rebuttal that, but that's fine. You can jump in straight after. I just want Arsenal Football Club to, for a change, sign some bloody players that actually are a player in their actual position. And do you know what? Maybe some injuries would actually come down because we're asking players to play in all of these various versatile positions that they're not used to. We're asking our wingers to track back and be left wing backs. We're asking, you know what I mean, our central midfielders to fly around the whole thing like a buzzard. Now, of course, we're going to get injuries because we're asking these players in the Premier League game of 38 games to essentially play about 50 games. That's how much effort we're putting on them. We're expecting them to double down, and we're always going to get injuries with this. Sam, I know you weren't very happy with what I just said, bruv. Enlighten me, you're a Madrid fan. Maybe I'm wrong here.
No, I actually agree with what you said. That's why I did this.
I thought you went no.
Yeah, as soon as you said right wing, that's when I was like, no. He put him on the left. He's a left winger. He's playing out of position. That's what I said.
Yeah, the screen hunks. Big up Shane Gooder, man. If you haven't already subscribed to him, which I'm sure you all have. Come on, go over there to Shane. Big up to him in the chat. I'm so sorry, I'm behind it. The way I started the show, once I said about the Egal thing, there was about 150, 200 messages in there. So I was just behind from the absolute start. So I do apologise, chat. I'm never ignoring you. Don't forget to smash a like on the channel. That absolutely makes a big old difference. And if you like what you're listening to, give me a subscribe as well. And do not forget as well, world-class chat, Dennis Bergkamp chat. Come on, not Tomiyasu chat. You're not the Tomiyasu chat. Come on, man. You are the Dennis Bergkamp chat, the Thierry Henry chat. Come on. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our brother Norms, our geezer, Sam. Come on, our geezer in Cole. And I mean, Gianni, I don't think you've got anything out there just yet. But I mean, he's an absolute geezer. So show Gianni some love, man. Our Napoli Ultra in the building, man. Come on. Don't forget to share the love around, ladies and gentlemen. It means a whole lot. The algorithm gets whatever the fuck algorithm gets. Do you know what I mean? As soon as you smash a like, I'm told it goes woo. Hey, why? Do you know what I mean? It helps. I don't know. I'm not really technically great, as you've seen plenty of times on screen. My mic goes. I don't even share what I'm saying. Come on, man. Do you know what I mean? This ain't my thing, but smash that bloody like. It helps. Everyone's saying, yeah, come on, Aaron, share the screen. Come on, what you doing? Unks, apparently, bastard Shane. Come on, man. What are we doing here? Fuck you, Shane. Love always, brother. Yeah, we can't see a screen. Yeah. Come on. You know, it's 15, 20 minutes ago. Oh, shit, that was actually half an hour ago. Come on, man, share the screen. I'm getting pelts from it. Come on. I'm crap at it. Come on. I'm trying my best. Leave me alone, everyone. Abhijit, stop laughing. Come on, what we doing here? But, yeah, man, let's just bring it back to transfers. Let me get this off the screen for 2 seconds because we've had a little so and so on about that, and it doesn't get any better, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know why? Because we're in talks with Madueke, Arsenal Football Club. Madueke, what are you doing, Madueke? Why are you doing this to us?
Not to say I didn't tell you, Aaron, but yeah, I told you. I told you.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you bloody doing?
I told you this.
What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? Fucking honestly. Jesus. Bastards. Lee, what are Arsenal Football Club doing to me?
You make me choke.
Fucking fuck. Norms.
Help.
Mad away. That mad is making me mad. Mad is making me mad. Mad wakey. This is a mad wakey for me, man. The Arsenal Football Club can sign all of this absolute tosh. All of this absolute crap. Let me just show you what crap Arsenal Football Club have signed from Chelsea. And this is a mad wakey. Honestly, man. Just look at this absolute plop that we have bought off of Chelsea. I mean, it's funny.
Is this
slash painful.
Is this the £90 million thing job?
Nah. This is just this little graphic that I've got of a mad wakey of Arsenal Football Club signing Chelsea's absolute Jurgen Klopp of players. Look at this. We've got Crapper in the middle. We've got the head guard at the bottom left, who we basically only signed him.
What did you just call Kipper?
Crapper. Well, he is, isn't he? Crapper. Crapper, he's a fucking blogger who gives a toss. It is, isn't it? So we've signed Crapper this one. But this is what the top gooners are saying, yeah? But, who's still the world's most expensive goalkeeper? But, you've got him for 5 million. People think that we've got an 80 million pound bargain here or something like that. He's only worth 5 million because that's what he's worth. And we've signed him. We've given him 100k a week. Guess who's on 100k a week? Manchester City's Edison. And he's won 4 fucking Premier Leagues in a row. He's won the Champions League, everything in Europe. But we've got Crapper. He's a blue.
He's won a treble as well.
We've got exactly. This is what I'm saying. We've got head guard. We've got Yossi Benayoun, for crying out loud. Lassana Diarra was massive. We could have done a lot better with Lassana. That's probably the best out the lot. We've got Rarava Willie. Then a beep. I won't say that word. But come on, we all remember the Ashley Cole thing. That didn't quite work out. All we remember him as sulking in the fucking centre of the pitch at Birmingham, didn't we? We've got Sideshow Bob's cousin William, and then we've also got Jorginho. Who cares? We've got Kai Havertz for 65 million, Raheem Sterling. What do Arsenal do? We've signed Mad Wakey. What are we actually doing here? Norms, come on, man. Is Mad Wakey for 55 million quid going to solve all of our winger dreams? Is he going to be the guy that fires us to the Premier League title next year?
Listen, I said this on another show, another stream, yeah? I think these players here, including Kepa, or Crapper, if you want to call it,
Crapper.
We're talking 90. Yeah, Kai Havertz is in there. 90 million pounds spent on this lot. 90 million pounds. Okay, and of that 90 million pounds, what we've taken off of Chelsea in the last 6-7 years. Yeah, obviously Kai Havertz is the biggest one out there of 65 million pounds. That's the money that we've wasted on this, right? And now we're going. Yeah. We're going for another Chelsea. We're like the Chelsea Pensioners Club.
We are,
literally. Mate. Why? What have they seen in Mad Wakey? What? Seriously, help me to wake about this nightmare because Now the thing is, are they really going to go for this guy? Are they seriously? Are they talking with this guy?
Yeah, they're talking. They're in proper talks, bruv. Yeah,
my son said to me the other day, because Dad, are we going for Mad Wakey? Because surely not. My son is 20. Yeah, he goes, please, Dad, please. I said, listen, guy, I don't know, but bro, if we go and get this brother, we are just the club. Just shut the club down.
Finish, bro.
Shut that club down, bro. We're finished.
Game over.
We're challenging for nothing. We're just bang average players we're buying here. No guard or no guard, right? You got Crapper, whatever his name is.
Crapper, right? Ariza, but who cares?
Zubimendi, a good player, but nothing to move the needle. Yeah, the needle. That's what Top Goon is saying. Yeah, lift the ceiling, floor raiser, brother. Get out of here.
What's it? A Sam floor raiser. Big up a Sam. Floor raiser. Trying to start a motorbike. Floor raiser.
No, it's a joke. It's a joke.
Big up a Sam. He's wicked, man. I love us.
No, seriously, no. It's mad. It's mad that we're doing this. We're absolutely crazy, and they're loving it. The Chelsea are loving it, man. Yeah, you know what I mean. I wouldn't be surprised if we go and get Jackson next.
Oh, well, Action Jackson. Oh,
wouldn't be surprised. God. Wouldn't be surprised. This is what we're dealing with. This is, it's so exciting. This transfer window is so exciting. We was told to look forward to this. Yeah, I heard that Mikel Arteta was getting goosebumps because of this window.
Duck bumps. You can't even get goosebumps. He gets little baby chick bumps, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Come on,
ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
It's pathetic.
Ridiculous. Can't take this club serious. Can't take it serious.
Of course they're not.
And again, who wants him? Is it Berta? Is it Arteta? Is it Arteta signing? Is it an Arteta signing?
We don't know. This is the thing. We're just full of assumptions. No one knows what's going on. There's no transparency at Arsenal Football Club.
It's a mess
is there?
Right now.
This is the problem. Mess. Now we've got this. We're like, is it Bert signing? Who's negotiated this deal? Is this one an Arteta one? I mean, there's got to be better transparency at the football club and how it's going on. Because if the fans generally haven't got a clue, I'm not necessarily saying that translates into the football club don't have a clue. But I mean, when you're looking at what Arsenal Football Club have done over the last 5 years, it kind of does look like they just don't have a clue what they're doing, doesn't it? I just want to quickly read this out for Sean P. Big up to you, brother. I'm sure I've seen you in the chat a few times. I'm sure you've super chatted a few times. Big up to you, my friend. That will go into the Green Screen Fund. And you're saying, so the club knew about the allegation at this time and still made a conscious decision to negotiate a new contract. It's really not a good look. And obviously, you're talking about the Thomas Partey bit there. Yeah, man, that's exactly right. You know, it's depending on what's coming out. I won't go back on it too long. And, you know, you sent that in 15 minutes ago. I won't cover it for too much longer. But what will answer that, my friend, is, yeah, Arsenal Football Club now sort of want to pray for themselves that he does come out innocent. Otherwise, they are going to be in a real tight, sticky, awful situation as a football club because they didn't choose to handle something. You know, yeah, you're absolutely right, my friend. And big up to you, my friend. Hope you're having a great Friday. Thank you very much for stopping by and you know, watching the show. That's absolutely greatly appreciated, as absolutely always, my friend. But big up to you. Sorry for cutting in. When I come to Sam with the mad wakey, the mad wakey. What's your sort of feelings and thoughts on Arsenal Football Club going for such an elite winger like mad wakey? It's going to solve all Arsenal's problems, no? What's the point of signing Rodrigo when you can get mad wakey?
What's going to cause is Ethan might leave.
Well, this is
because real talk, he's not even better than Ethan. Ethan's miles clear of Madueke. And here's the thing. I don't know if you've seen this. The contract talks between Arsenal and Ethan have stalled right now because he ensures they will get game time. And right now, Arsenal can't offer him that. If they buy Madueke, bro,
yeah, ain't happening.
Watch out. Ethan might say, do you know what? I'm not signing the new deal. I'm leaving. And if Arsenal really pursue on taking Noni over Ethan, that sums everything up. That sums everything up for me. The fact, and listen, if this is Arteta, then, well, that just shows that the guy's talent ID is awful. As we've expected, as we've already come to conclusion before, a long time ago. But if this is Berta, then my rule talk, warning signals, like massive red flag, massive warning signal. If he's standing there and agreeing with this Madueke stuff, massive warning signals on Berta, because then he would have shocked me in a way that I didn't think was possible. But I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's a mad one, isn't it, man? And yeah, Cole, what do you reckon on the old mad wakey shit, man? Is he your boy, your boy?
No, he's not my boy. But not to say I told you so, Aaron. But I told you so regarding of Madueke. The guy's a scrub. Why do we continue to go to the Chelsea bargain bin all the time, every single year, bar 1 year? And now I'm going back a second time. It's as if
that other year. Sorry to cut you quickly. I'm sure in that other year we re-signed David Luiz again as well. You know, because there is that thing there, isn't it, where it's like, we signed David Luiz. I'm sure we re-signed him in that blank year. I may be wrong, but
that does sound like
I'm sure
something that Arsenal would do.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Sorry to cut you mid-flow there, but yeah, sorry. Yeah, go on. Sorry, Carl. Pick up that.
Yeah, I'm not a Madueke fan at all. I don't want him at the club at all.
Who is?
But I agree with to an extent to what Sam said regarding of Ethan. Ethan is a very, very good player, but he is not a winger. He is a number 10. He plays in the midfield. He is a number 10. Guaranteed you get.
But Arteta don't use him there.
That's where, but this is where I don't understand. You're not going to use Ethan and Wembley, but you're more than happy to bring 16-year-old Max Dowman into pre-season just to see what you get out of him. How about you leave him in the under-18s, leave him in the under-21s for another year because he's probably still so raw, he's fucking still frozen in the middle. Put Ethan and Wembley in the centre. Make Odegaard fight for his place. A real manager would say, Ethan, You're a quality player. You and Martin Odegaard, you're going to battle this number 10 position. Whoever comes out on top in preseason, guess what? You're starting. And I don't care if he's on 240k a week. He can hold bench. If you drop a stinker, Odegaard then replaces you. That's how it should work. But any high-quality manager would actually do that. And instead, we're left with this mountain of shit. And guess what, guys? If he doesn't sign that contract, guarantee you he leaves on the free the next year. Yep. Guarantee you he leaves on the free because this fucking football club do not know how to sell players. They don't. He's one of the most talented kids we've had since, I'd probably say since Jack Wilshere. But this time, instead of Jack Wilshere due to his injuries, this one is here because he hasn't got all the game time in the world. He hasn't got no game time at all. It's sickening. Ethan's going to get hung out to dry again, and at best, he's going to get 10 minutes on the right, replacing Bukayo Saka. I'm sorry, but if you was going to play a 4-3-3, you could have had a triple. You could have an English trio in the midfield of Rice, Lewis Skelly, and Ethan and Wemry. They're all English. They understand each other. They know where their role is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, facts, mum. No, big up. Sorry, I was having a little conversation there with thing. I was listening and thinking like that. Johnny, you've been waiting a little bit patiently as well there. Big up, man. What's your thoughts on Mad Wakey? What's going on? Arsenal Football Club needs to wake the fuck up, do they not?
I mean, to be linked with him with all the other wingers that are available on the market or that you can go get that are way better than him for half the cost is ridiculous. I mean, we just saw Alex Baena go to Atletico Madrid for 60 million in total, but 45 million. And that's euros. Not, are you guys saying, are they talking about 50 million pounds for Madueke?
I think so.
Yeah.
If you're spending 50 million pounds with that exchange rate right now for what you could go get, Juventus still haven't triggered the buyout clause from Conceição yet. I take him over Madueke. The other guy at Villarreal, Yeremy Pino, still available. If you were to go get him, Yeremy Pino's miles ahead of Madueke. You still have Hector Koglu at Benfica, the Turkish winger. You also have the other Turkish winger, Barış Yilmaz from Galatasaray, who's better than him. There's so many guys that you can go get for a third of the cost is ridiculous.
Johnny, how Arsenal didn't even sniff on Alex Baena is unbelievable.
It's not unbelievable because this is Arteta still trying to make sure his players start.
Actually there.
No. Yeah. I agree with you. Trust me, I'm mad that Napoli hasn't gotten rid of Osimhen because I wanted him to come to us. I wanted him to be the replacement for Kvaratskhelia. Had we dumped Osimhen in time and not made this big issue with this whole situation, we could have gone and got him and had more than enough money to go sign him. But again, Madueke can't even start for Nottingham Forest with their wingers, and we're gonna go look for him.
Elanga is better than Madueke.
So is Hudson Odoi.
My Swedish player. Come on.
So is Hudson. But it's ridiculous. I mean, hell, you have the Brazilian kid from PSV too. Shout out to Jogo Bonito. You have Igor Paschal, who's been tearing it up. There's plenty of players that we can go get. But Aaron, it goes back to what I said. Do you know right now? Doesn't matter if it's Gyökeres or forgetting the other idiot, Sesko. If we spend 70 million for either of them two, and the Zubimendi comes through, since we signed Aubameyang, we're less than 100 million short of spending 1.3 billion. Since we purchased Aubameyang to right now, if we go out and pay 70 million for Sesko and what they're talking about for the fees for Zubimendi, we have spent just under 1.3 billion since then, and we've got that few of players going out. This is why all these top gooners talk about they don't want to hear about the financial aspect of it, but this is where the problem is. The financial aspect is starting to kick us in the ass because we don't know how to manage a club properly.
There were talks that if Arsenal want both Rodrigo and the striker with Sesko Gyökeres, it's going to be very hard to get them both without selling a big player.
Yeah.
And again, that could be contra because if Martinelli now says he doesn't want to go to Saudi, well, then that's one thing off the table already. Then who else are you going to sell that we want to leave? on these high wages. That's the issue.
And this is the hole we've been put in. This is the hole that Arteta has put us in.
Yeah.
Because we're stuck with the wages.
If I give you a choice,
there should be no English club, particularly the top 6. There should be no English club that is operating the same way La Liga, Serie A, Ligue 1, and the Bundesliga operate, where we have to watch our books for July 1st. The Premier League teams should have way more enough money to already get all the contracts done in June. There are very few clubs that can operate at the level that the Premier League clubs can operate in all those separate leagues that don't have to wait for the 1st of July for the new season for the financial aspect of it. The fact that Arsenal have screwed up their money enough to where now they have to do that is absolutely ridiculous.
If I gave you a choice, Rodrigo or Gyökeres, if you can understand one summer, who would you pick?
Rodrigo.
Carl, what about you?
Well, which winger I would want?
No. Rodrigo or Gyökeres. If you can understand one of them, which one do you pick?
Sorry, we need a gunman, Gyökeres.
Nomsky, what about you?
Same, gunman. Need the bullets, man.
What about you, Aaron?
Yeah, 100%. I'm sorry. Yeah, Arsenal Football Club absolutely need someone up front, don't they? It's as simple as that. It's just got to be done. We've waited for too long, and especially as well with this season, Arsenal Football Club. Once Gyökeres gets sold, and he will be sold this summer, I think there's little to no chance that he stays at Sporting Lisboa throughout the foreseeable future. After the summer's going to be sold.
Wait. Fabrizio Bomba has just walked away from the Gyökeres deal. What?
No, please. Where's that?
Who?
Yeah.
Let's
have a little. Let's have a little.
Has walked away from the Gyökeres deal. Someone find out. Is that true?
I'm fed up with this now. I'm absolutely fed up with this rubbish, brother. Now, seriously.
Wait, start by going to put Fabrizio Bomba, then Mems Krimer just walked away from the Gyökeres deal.
Who's walked away from it?
Mems Cream is a Man United fan, so I'd be very
wind up.
If you're winding us up, mate, you're getting timed out. I have control.
Mems, you dirty dog. You dirty dog. I can't see anything. I don't know. It just wouldn't surprise anyone, though, would it? Do you know what I mean? Because it's like Arsenal just rolling the dice, and they're going, who should we want today up front? Oh, it's a Gyökeres day. All right, cool. Like I always said, it's like Craig David, isn't it? Also want Victor on Monday. Then he wants Sesko on Tuesday. Then they want Victor again on Wednesday. And then Thursday and Friday and Saturday. And they fucking sign number Sunday. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I can't find that. Mems, I think Mems is on the absolute wind up.
No, he's saying he's being generous. He's not winding up, but I can't find it.
Yeah, but that's what a wind up would say.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it. But yeah, I don't know.
When did your preseason start?
We pulled away from it. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah. When does the preseason start for you guys?
16th.
They fly on the 19th. We fly on the 19th.
We fly on the 19th, and our first match is away to AC Milan on the 23rd.
Yeah. Oh, is it the 23rd?
Oh, sorry. You say 19th. Oh, right. So we've got 15 days to get a striker in, so they can all meet to sign Norgard, to sign Zubamendi, and get them all in before July 19th, or they fly out to Indonesia.
I just want to.
Carl, go on, Sam. Someone cut over here.
I just want to know, what will Arteta prioritize? If it's true that you can only buy one right now, and then you're gonna have to make a big sell to get the other one in. The question is, what is Arteta going to prioritize, Rodrigo or the striker? That's going to be the question.
Neither. He'll buy a winger, but I don't think he'll get someone that is worthwhile.
Yeah, he's not going to get Rodrigo. I'd be shocked if Rodrigo comes to Arsenal.
But I'd question his mentality. If you would.
The thing is, with the Rodrigo deal, I'd at least sorry, my mate's been a massive dickhead. I'd at least appreciate with the Rodrigo deal that would take a little bit of time. However, if Arsenal wanted to move like a proper football club, we would have had Victor Gyökeres and Eze in last week. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no need for that. They've both got release clauses. They both, even if you take away the release clauses from both of the players, both of their clubs are willing to just go, well, yeah, we're probably going to lose them. You know what I mean? It's not as if like they're their prized assets and they are refusing hell bent. Sporting Lisboa, they are absolutely, totally understanding that they would let the guy go at the right price. It's not as if you're trying to negotiate the best player in the world here. You know what I mean? And trying to get him out. You know, the Rodrigo one might be a little bit more of a stickier one, which I can at least half appreciate might drag on a little bit into the summer. But do you know what? I wouldn't mind if we'd have got Eze in and we'd have got a Gyökeres in. You don't mind if that drags out because you've got a core part of your transfer business in there. What happened to all this Mosquera business or whatever his bloody name is?
The second bid,
that went for 12 million, 15 million. Now they're saying they want 25. What are we doing?
No, the second bid was rejected as well.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. So now that's creeping up. So we're just wasting time everywhere.
If Valencia sell him for that much money, I'm going to fucking lose it because he's garbage. He's not that good. And if we're going to spend that much money on him, it's going to be absolutely comedy. Yeah. That guy is not that good. I don't know where the hell these guys get the. I swear, I think Arsenal scouts just watch YouTube compilations all day of every random player they can think of because I don't even watch La Liga probably a third as much as Sam does. And I even just saw from the Valencia games I've seen, Mosquera sucks. He gets caught out of position. He overcompensates with his pace. The minute he goes up against somebody who's faster and can just take a touch past him, he's gone. He can't catch up or anything else. And he's not that physical in the middle either if he's going to be as a center back. We should not be looking at him. He's not that good.
161 likes. Smashing them likes up. Big up to every single one in the chat, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You've got people that watch the Liga and all of that with good opinions saying that is no good. Also, are now allowing this to drag out. I mean, come on. Like, why are we not, as a football club, maybe using our energy and putting it in the right direction? We're signing squad fillers, and it's not even squad fillers because we've let out more than we've got in.
I even heard you started to grow your interest in Ollie Watkins now as well, because of the Sesko thing. Ollie Watkins, you know.
It started off as a joke. I'm not even going to be like this. It started off as a joke, but I promise you, Arsenal Football Club won't get Ollie Watkins in. Arsenal Football Club will not get Victor Gyökeres in. This is who we're going to end up with. I'm telling you. Telling you. We're going to end up with him. He's coming in. I'm telling everyone. Like, you've heard it here first, and he's going to get the number 14 shirt. I'm telling you. We've got the skirts coming in. He's coming in.
Would you take Watkins?
Huh?
Would you take Watkins?
No. I want to aim higher. Like, come on, not arm candy skirt.
Aaron, you forget to say the guy in the middle is Prem proven, so you know what I
mean. Oh dear, but he just fits the bill, doesn't he? He's free. He's zesty like Arsenal and their fans and the football club. He will just slot straight in when he pause. He will just slot straight in at Arsenal Football Club. I can just see it. I'm sorry. The longer the window goes on, the more reality of Calvin the skirt becomes. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm not even. We're loving it, but Norm's is giggling. He's like, "Well, yeah." Come on,
mate. I'll tell you. I'm gonna fly out to another country, mate. I'll go watch another sport. Seriously.
We'll take you guys in. You guys can all come join the Napoli family. I know Sam's Real Madrid. He ain't got to worry about switching clubs, but you guys can all join the Napoli family. At least we're moving like a good club right now.
Man.
Yeah, boy. Listen, I'm not only am I moving over there to join you. I think I might actually join you. Have you got a pull-out bed or something there? I'm moving to yours, Gianni, mate.
I got a 3-bedroom.
Yeah,
I got a 3-bedroom. Don't worry.
It. Yeah. But, puff up the pillows for me, mate. I'm coming over there if this geezer signs. I'm staying with you for a couple of months, Gianni. What are we doing this? It's madness, isn't it? Come on, boys. Come on. We can't allow this to happen. Just quickly, big up to Joseph. Connor Golden, he's supporting all the channels everywhere, man. Big up to you. You're an absolute superstar. And he's saying, Madueke, laughy. Don't you start, Joseph. Aaron's favourite since Marino. Don't you start, Joseph. Big up to you. And we've got a legend in the house. Our brother, Kyle Walsh-Guno. And I mean, people think I'm passionate check this fridge freezer out, mate. That is proper passion every single time he talks. If you cut him, cannons fall out. He's a proper Arsenal fan, our Kyle, man. I've got a lot of time and respect for him. So make sure you obviously, Darren put it out in the chat as well, his link up there. Make sure you go and give him a follow. Just recently surpassed 500 and very, very, very undersubbed. Make sure you get that guy up to more, because honestly, you'll never meet a more real fan than Kyle Walsh-Gunner. I can promise you that. And like Shane as well, and like Shane as well, you know, and the offer will be open to you know, especially to a couple of guys. I've fallen in love with everyone, you know what I mean? Like abroad, Gianni, if you're ever in England and London, hit me up for a game, bruv, and you'll come sit next to me.
Well, we're gonna see what this Champions League is. If Napoli get Arsenal, whether it's in Naples or in London, I'll probably be going to the game. So
if we get that, and Dazzle Smoke Tube.
Oh, I'm going to some away. I'm going to some away games this coming season. If we get Arsenal, bro.
I'm hooking some of my YouTube boys up. But yeah, you'll have to you know, pay just the face value and all of that. But for next season, Dazzle Smoke Tube.
By the way,
for his reasons, might be missing a couple of games, and I've already organised. Kyle Walsh is going to come over from Ireland, same as Shane Gunner's going to sit next to me, and the same will extend for all of my Arsenal YouTube boys. If you need a game next season, come and hit me up, man. We'll sit next to each other. We'll have a couple of beers, unless you don't drink, and have a water or do whatever the fuck you want to drink, and we'll have a laugh. Yeah, so
Aaron, if we face next season, I'll meet you outside, and I'll meet you outside. Before I go to my mother.
Oh, you meet me outside with you, Sam? I thought we were good, mate. I thought we were all right. Sam, what have I done to you, Sam? Well, I'll meet you outside, son.
In the car park.
Come on, with the Madridista Ultras.
Sorry,
with the Madridista Ultras.
I thought we were mates.
By the way, I just listened to Fabrizio's thing on the Oculus thing. This was his words. Yeah. They're still having contacts with him. They have not started negotiating with Sporting over a price or anything.
What?
They're still having... Nah, literally, on this YouTube video, Arsenal still having contacts with the player and his camp. Negotiations with Sporting has not started yet or anything like that. Right now, they're still having contacts with the player's camp. Honestly.
Unbelievable.
It's what do you do? Like, come on, like, I'm just so sick and tired of this bollocks, man. Like, people think in isolation that we're just so angry. Like I always say on the channel, I think people think that we wake up in the morning, we're like, all right, yeah, how can we really hate Arsenal today? But it's Arsenal that I reckon wake up in the morning. I think they have a little board and they go, right, how can we piss off all of these Arsenal fans today? That's the reality. It's the other way round. I wake up next to my morning and look at my miss. I'm like, wow, man, I'm a lucky man. As soon as my first foot hits the ground and I start thinking about Arsenal, I'm like, they just give me nothing to be happy about. Once I've scooted over the misses, you know what I mean? And then reality sinks and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, I've got to do a video in 5 hours. What am I going to talk about? More misery. Why do we talk about misery? Because there's nothing good to talk about. There's nothing positive to talk about. What is there good to talk about? Maybe we'll get Gyökeres-ish, possibly, maybe someday soon. Oh, and then it's Sesko. Now it's Calvin the Skirt. Now it's Watkins. Now it's Madueke. The clues in the title, Mad Wakey. Come on, man. You expect Arsenal fans to be happy with this crap? We were told it was going to be the 1st of July and the floodgates were going to open. The rivers were going to part. Come on, man. You know, the sea was going to part. Normski will know about this, was it?
What's that? Yeah.
Was it like
Moses?
That's it. It was going to part like that, and Arsenal, all the signings were just going to come bouncing through the sea. Do you know what I mean? Come on, Victor, in you come on. We're going to get Sesko too.
Then all of a sudden the sea closes up.
Yeah. Wallop, and it just sinks us all again, doesn't it? That's what all the fans are just walking in that sea, and then that's it. There you go. We've just all drowned in possibilities of us having a good window. Where's it gone? That's it. We've now got 11 days until, not 11 days, that's rubbish. 15 days, just over 2 weeks until we get on that plane to go there. Who are we going to sign in that time? 15 days, boys. 15 days. Rodrigo coming? Nah. Sesko coming? Nah. Victor Gyökeres coming? Nope. Who's coming in that time? And this is what we're all saying. So all the top gooners have gone, yeah, wait till the 1st of July. Okay, we've only actually confirmed Crapper in that time. Cool. So Crapper's coming. He's literally the only one confirmed, by the way. We've got Crapper. All right, sweet. Now we're looking on the Friday. It's the 4th. No one else looks even remotely like. Where's Zubimendi, by the way? Why is Zubimendi still not confirmed?
Because of what happened to Jota, they wanted to pay respect apparently for that, and not.
If that's the case, fair play. Zip. I won't actually comment on that again out of absolute respect.
So Monday, we should hopefully we should hear something.
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah. If that's the case. Yep. I won't carry on with that. But what will carry on is why and the other one's not signed. What when the Masquerera deal? Oh, a typical Arsenal with the valuation. They're so under, and if they're now going this high, why are we going this high for a no one? I've never heard of that Masquerera before. That's what I'm saying. But we'll just carry on pissing around.
25
He's got one. No. He's got 1 year left. They want over 20 million for him.
He's not even a $15 million player, let alone 2025. He's not that good. The fact if Arsenal gets conned into 25 million, with everything else that we're supposed to be paying for stuff, there needs to be more of an overhaul as far as the overall front office of Arsenal in total. Because there's no way. There's no way.
And if people think that is a good backup for Saliba and Gabriel, bro, yeah. All I'm gonna say.
The guy who's the defensive midfielder from their youth academy had to get converted into a center back. Who's his name? Guillermin?
Yeah.
Guillermin was a defensive midfielder. He got moved to the back line because Mosquera's been shit.
Yeah.
And Guillermin's nothing to write home about either. But the fact that a midfielder took over his spot shows you the guy's not good.
When we played Valencia, go and look at the mistake Mosquera did. It cost them the entire game in the last minutes. Go and look what he did. He couldn't pass a simple 5-yard pass, and look what happened.
Mate, it's madness. I mean, this is what we like to see. Big up, Anthony.
And you know why you get pissed off? Because you know for a fact these people do not watch La Liga. They don't watch it. I know they don't watch it, but they're talking like this about it.
What I'm trying to say as well, go on, sorry, carry on.
Look at all the guys hyping up Sesko. Openda scored 15 goals less than the previous season, and Sesko couldn't outscore him at all for 2 seasons. He outscored him for 1 year and not even by much. It's whoever is running this. This has got to be Arteta's guys, because the guy who they hired is the main scout, the guy from Juventus, with then the assistant coming from Atletico. These guys do not scout these types of players. We've seen what Atletico's can do from Berta's time period with Simeone. They find guys for 15 to 25 million at the most. They turn around when they're ready to leave Atletico and sell them for 60 million or more. These are not the type of signings that these guys would all be doing. Same thing with the Italian guy from Juventus. Juventus was not doing it. Juventus at the tail end was spending big money on random players for no reason. That was it. He was not scouting those types of players. This all seems like this is still the Arteta regime.
Yeah. It's brother, it's madness. Do you know what as well? Let me come back to a sort of point as well I was making, right? So we're now at the 4th, yeah? No one's going to sign. So technically we're going to be at the 5th very, 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 very soon. So we've got 2 weeks until we fly out to our pre-season. Who's going to be signed in that pre-week? So this is what Top Gooners have said. They've basically gone, we need to wait till the 1st of July. Wait till the 1st of July. Cool. We've waited till the 1st of July. Crap has signed. Now what's going to happen? Now they go, but to be fair, what you've got to do is, you've just got to wait until the pre-season starts, which they fly out there on the 19th, so then, that's when really you can get angry. Cool. I've got all the receipts of all the fans that have said that. Pardon me. Apologies, by the way. I've got all the receipts and all the shows of people going, but, you just need to wait till pre-season. Then I'll start getting angry. Guess what? What did I say? Do you remember my first stream on the Friday nights? I've been doing it until we sign someone. It's only the 6th. Calm down. It's only the 13th. Calm down. It's only the 20th. Calm down. It's exactly right. Well, guess what? Then it's the wait till the 1st. Calm down. Then it's wait till pre-season. Calm down. Cool. What's the next one? They're going to say on the 19th, they're going to go, opening
day.
Yeah. You know it. Yeah. They're going to be opening if they're not signed by there now. Do you not realise the tactic that they're using? It's a stall tactic. Who did they learn that from? Mikel Arteta. Why did they learn that from him? Because guess what? He's the one that was saying last summer, look at what we done. We had to make profit because the summer before crippled us signing Kai Havertz, Declan Rice, and Urian Timber. One of which are fair dues to the Declan Rice one. It's overpriced, but I'm not going to whinge about that because he's been a success. So whatever. Kai Havertz crippled us. Absolutely crippled us. That is the signing that will go down as what's cost probably Arsenal Football Club 2, 3, maybe even 4 years of any sort of period of success. So we had to go to last summer and make 10% profit. We went into a window and made £10 million profit, and we had Calafiori and Mikel Merino, both of which don't get even anywhere near the first team squad, by the way. Let's just get that absolutely right. Why are we signing Zubimendi if Merino was that good? Why? Why do we need another midfielder as well? If Merino was that good, then what are we signing Zubimendi for? I mean, make it make sense because you've got Thomas. Because
Merino's shit.
Because Marino's shit, exactly right. So what about Calafiori? Calafiori came in absolute crap. He's Andre Santos 1-on-1, absolute crap. So we've just wasted a summer there, absolutely wasted. The only opportunity, the real opportunity, because you think, people forget this. Manchester City had a horrendous window also that summer. They didn't have a great window last summer. Look at what Liverpool done. They only signed Chiesa. We had a window where both of our rivals performed terribly in the transfer window. And what did we do? We performed worse. So what happens then? We finished second. We wasted time. We weren't even in the title race last season. But we have a winter window. But what did they tell us in the winter window? They told us, we're going to reserve our funds because we're going to have a blockbuster of a fucking summer window. It's going to be a blockbuster one. Well, it's nearly the 5th of July and we've got crapper, who cares? Abracadabra, crapper, abracadabra. We've got in there and he's got no magic about him. Absolutely no magic about him whatsoever. We've got crapper in there and it's the 5th of July nearly. What are we doing here? So when everyone's saying to them, this is the buzz phrase the summer, be patient. We've seen be patient, calm down, be patient. How much more patience do you want? Because next season, you're just going to go, be patient. Next summer, you're going to go, be patient. When does it end? When does it stop? When can we go, do you know what? Yeah, my patience has kind of run out. You listen to guys like Tom Canton, and they've been on shows, and they'll go, oh, you just have patience. So when does it end? Well, you just carry on. You just carry on waiting. That kind of attitude towards life doesn't get you successful. You just carry on waiting. You just carry on doing them. So what we'll do is we'll just hold no one accountable. We'll just carry on losing every fucking season until maybe-ish sometimes possibly they get it right, in which time I'll have grey hair, then I'll have no hair, then I'll be dead, and then I'll have no success at this football club. Why can't we just go, no, Arteta, no Stan, no Berta, this is not fucking good enough for this football club. I am fed up and sick and tired of waiting under this pissy regime for us to get it right. Go out there and do it now. You're telling me Kepa Arrizabalaga 5-6 weeks into the fucking transfer window is good enough, boys? It's a shambles. It's a shower of absolute shit. It's something that I've lost in total patience for a long time ago. And the more I see, look at our last 3 windows. Our signings were Sterling, Norbert Neto, fucking Calafiori, Mikel Merino, and now Kepa. That's our last 3 transfer windows, and you're telling me to be happy and patient? Are you kidding me? If Arsenal Football Club was serious, we'd have had Eze and Gyökeres in 2-3 weeks ago.
22 years. 22 years of patience.
Fucking joke, mate.
Yeah,
this is a joke. And this football club and this fans, this goblin pathetic fan base, sit there and have the audacity to sit there and tell me to be fucking patient. I've waited 21, soon to be 22 years for league success. I could smoke as a 16-year-old in the boozer the last time we won the league. Are you telling me to be patient? You lot have never seen a fucking league title. You didn't even know that football existed after 2019. How dare you tell me to be fucking patient? Everyone's waited 139 years for Arsenal to win the Champions League. We can all hold that. But guess what? We've also waited 31 years for a European trophy. George Graham, 94. Come on, what are we doing there? We've also waited 32 years for a League Cup title. Sheffield Wednesday, come on. League Cup double, finished 10th that year. Who cares about finished 10th because we won the Cup double? Come on. You telling me to be patient? Who the fuck do you lot think you are, man? Be patient. I've run out of patience. I've got no more patience with this. Be more patient. Telling me to be more patient on the 4th of July and we've signed Chelsea's fucking reject keeper. If he's so good and he's such a deal, why didn't they fucking keep him? Liverpool, guess what? They sold their second choice goalkeeper at 5 million. Why didn't they sign him? Because he's crap. He's crap, but this old club are fucking totally deluded in the idea and the ideology that, he's still the world's most successful, expensive goalkeeper. That ain't a deal. His release clause was 5 million because that's all he's worth, 5 million. That ain't a deal. And you put him on 100k, the same as Edison, who's won everything in the fucking game. And then these lot are just so deluded, I'm going to lose my mind in a minute. Just to add
to that, Aaron, okay,
I'm going to fucking lose my shit again in a minute.
The ultimate reason why Bournemouth didn't want to sign Kepa was because if they signed him to the contract and the wages that he's going to be on at Arsenal, 100k a week, he'll be the number one player with the most amount of money. Their next best one is on 85 grand a week. Name me another football club in world football that their goalkeeper's on the highest wages of that football club. There isn't. So it makes no logical sense for Bournemouth to do that. But for us, we're the gullible see you next Tuesdays who think it's a good idea. Yeah, great. Get a backup goalkeeper who earns more than freaking your actual starting goalkeeper. Wow, wild concept. Fucking hell.
Oh, another buzzword is good business, mate. It's good business. All right.
That's
what I'm saying. If it's not that, good business. I mean,
it's the mentality. It's the mentality of the fans. That's what it is. It comes down to more so the mentality of the fans nowadays for all this nonsense to keep going, because this is just all this stuff's just par for the course. The fans have allowed the mediocrity into the club to get in and fester around there to where this just is a money club. Again, I mean, we don't have to speak. We all know how Real Madrid fans are. It's win or fuck off with them. Let's be real. That's how it is. That's why they're the biggest. That's why they're the most successful club in the history of the game. That's why they who they are. Okay, Napoli. We're the fifth biggest team. We're the fifth biggest team in finances in Italy. We're fourth as far as fan base. We're not tolerating it anymore. Our owner fucked us over in 2020 when we got Ancelotti. He screwed up. The fans held rallies against him. He realized he screwed up, takes a pivot in 2 years. We've now won 2 Scudettes in 3 years. There's never been another team from the South to be able to do that. And now we're moving like a good club in this transfer window with who we're signing. It's down to the fans. If the fans are going to tolerate bullshit, then the club's going to try to get away with bullshit. It's that simple.
Yeah. And it's as simple as it is. Yeah.
The revenue streams are climbing off the charts for Arsenal over the last 3 years. Again, the fact that their revenue is that high and they're waiting to do the taxes based off of the other smaller clubs' leagues, like La Liga and everybody else's taxes to reset on July, should show you that there's a problem. I mean, again, the finances. Can you guys really picture saying that Arsenal will have spent 1.3 billion since Aubameyang was signed? If we pay 70 million for Sesko, if we pay this more than money for Zubamendi and now these other guys, we'll be going over 1.3 billion since Aubameyang. How much of that money if we chopped up the 1.3 billion with the potential sales with everyone else who's been purchased, how much of that 1.3 billion is actually going to be worth the cost? If we're being real here, I don't even think half.
By the way, I've got a fact. Before Thibaut signed his new deal, Courtois, the contract before, Kepa is earning 50 grand less than it.
Brother, it's madness, man. It's ridiculous what's going on at Arsenal Football Club. Enough's enough, man.
Why is he even on those wages? Why is he even on them?
Because Arsenal Football Club don't know how to negotiate anything. They just don't. They are the worst. They are the worst football club I have ever seen. at negotiating deals. The wage bill is higher than all their competitors. It's
I
just
have
a
never
fact.
seen a club. If you take Barcelona away, I have never seen a club like Arsenal, who are so bad at selling players, and number two, mess up their wage bill the way that they have. Bro, your wage bill is the most.
Oh,
Sam,
Juventus has. That's why Juventus got financial problems now. Juventus has.
Yeah, I forgot.
Your example, to say this as to why Liverpool sell good and Arsenal don't. Diaz, someone told me he got a slight little pay rise from 55k a week to 70k a week. I've only seen 55k, but let's just run with 70. There's a reason why Diaz and Liverpool, should they want to sell him, will be instantaneously sold like that. It's because Diaz is on 70k a week and Martinelli is on 180. There in itself lies every single example you need to know as to why Arsenal Football Club are a bad football club to sell. Because Diaz, they'll sell him for 50, 60, 70 million and whatever. And people are going to go, how much is Martinelli? 180 quid? Bang. There you go. Then people are either going to go put off instantaneously because of Martinelli's wage demands, or you'll get absolutely sod all for him, to the point where Arsenal will probably go, well, we might as well just keep him and see how he works. And then by which case he's got 2 years left on his deal. He'll probably walk away for absolutely fuck all in 2 years' time and earn no money. Arsenal... And this also just epitomises how pathetic Arsenal Football Club are under Mikel Arteta. And Edu has to take some of this blame. They inherited Pepe, 72 million. Aubameyang, was it 60, 70 million or whatever? And Lacazette, like 50, something like that. Well over fucking, was it? Maybe that's between 150 to 200 million quid's worth of talent there, yeah?
230. 230 million is how much Emery spent over his year and a half, and then Aubameyang is 60. So we spent 290 million between Aubameyang and then Emery's time period. The rest of the money that could lead up to potentially 1.3 billion euros is all Arteta spending.
Mate, and that in itself, I've just done the very quick math, 180 million pounds, and this wasn't Arteta's fault, by the way. This wasn't 180 million pounds. Arsenal Football Club spent on the front three that Mikel Arteta inherited, and how much did Mikel Arteta let him walk out the fucking door for? Nothing. Pepe left for free. Aubameyang left for free. Lacazette left for free. So now, whilst he can't be responsible for spending 180 million pound on that front three he inherited, he can be responsible because they both left more than 2 years after he'd taken the squad, by the way, and they left for absolutely nothing. Nothing. Zero. Arteta had all of them for at least 2 years. So you can all just go, well, he didn't pay for them. He had them for 2 years. He had a chance to make a buck of 2 years from that front three that inherited that cost 180 million, and they walked out that door for absolutely fucking nothing.
Barcelona made a profit on Aubameyang when they sold him to Chelsea.
Mission failed.
6 months later, after he won a league title and scored about 14, 15 goals in Spain. It's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Michelle Ellis, I'm sure I've seen, I may be wrong here. Big up to you. I'm not going to insult this one. I'm sure you've given me some scathing comments in the past. Maybe I've got your name wrong, but this one ain't scathing, so I'll answer it. Do you think the owners just don't want to spend any more on Arteta? Guess what then? The answer is, my dear, fuck Arteta off. Why is he still here then? If the owners don't want to spend on him, why is he still here?
Because they don't want to pay.
Get away.
30 million. They don't want to pay the remaining of his contract, which is
why did they give that to him halfway through
in the first place?
Then? Why they give it to him?
Answers on a postcard.
Why'd they give it to him? Because they're just all as stupid as each other from every single step down. The Cronkies don't know what they're doing. Berta ain't at the minute don't look like he knows what he's doing. Edu don't know what he's doing. Arteta don't know what he's doing. And that filters down to the players. They don't know what they're doing because they can't win a league title. And they were all signed by someone that don't know what they're doing, by someone who signed him to not know what he's doing. It's just so ridiculous. It's just a pyramid of fucking moron. That's what it is at Arsenal Football Club. It just filters down. All the way at the top, you've got the Cronkies. And every single layer all the way down is just more than the other. It's ridiculous. And we're wondering, why are Arsenal successful? Just go look at all the steps of just nonsense at this football club. The Cronkies, no clue whatsoever. Edu and Mikel Arteta, no clue. Berta, not interested, or he's handcuffed, who knows? But he just, what is he even doing? And then the players that we signed, Odegaard, the worst Arsenal captain in history, 240k a week. Who's signing him? Who's signing him 240k a week? Martin Odegaard. The most subbed captain in Arsenal fucking history, and he's only been captain for 3 years. We had Tony Adams over 3 fucking decades. 3 decades. For over 3 different decades we had Tony. We had Tony. Oh, come off it. Kai Havertz, 65k, 280, highest paid player at the football club. Highest paid player, we all know what that means when we say Kai Havertz here, don't we? Come on, man. 280k a week. 280k a week for fucking Eeyore. Do you know what I mean? Where's Winnie the Pooh? Where are they all? It's just a cartoon. It's a really poor cartoon at Arsenal Football Club, isn't it? What are we actually doing here? It's ridiculous. But Michelle, to answer your question, get rid of the manager then. Yes, like I will combat that and say, all right, cool, we'll pay the money then. That would probably be the best fucking money the Cronkies would spend this transfer window, last transfer window, last summer window, next transfer window, the transfer window after that. Just get rid of the parasite manager who doesn't win anything. 19 competitions entered since he won the FA Cup and 19 consecutive failures. What are we doing here? Come on.
No other big club would allow that.
Time to mad a wakey. Time to mad a wakey.
Allow that. Fans. Norm's got the cartoons out for me.
Oh, listen, I've got that was just a nice segue. When Aaron said that, I thought, yeah, it's a segue, mate. It's a segue to that, bro. You know what I mean? That's what we got running our clubs, mate. A bunch of cartoon characters. They're not real, bro. They're not real, bro.
If this was down to Berta, if this was Berta, I'd say this right now. If Arsenal wanted to be serious, go sack Berta. Go ring up Paolo Maldini since he's been ousted by AC Milan because of their owners. With the way Maldini was able to turn around AC Milan with smart purchases and getting rid of players that screwed up their wage bill, I would say Paolo Maldini's the guy to hire in to come in and be the new director of sport for Arsenal. And he's the last person that's going to allow mediocrity to do anything.
Gianni, it don't matter who comes to Arsenal, mate. Right? They go into the Arteta matrix and it's all over.
Unless you give them the keys. It doesn't matter.
Madness.
Seriously, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess.
I don't think but see, the thing is, the reason why I say that is I don't think Arteta's here past this year. I honestly don't think he's here past this year.
But then if he does end up going, then obviously it gives. We can see now how Berta will sort of run.
If he doesn't end up going, it's basically waiting for the club to do a nosedive in the standings. If he doesn't get sacked after this year and he doesn't walk away with any silverware again, let's say he finishes second again. Okay, he gets quarterfinal Champions League. If he's still not gone after the end of this year, we have to wait till the club's finishing sixth again before he's gone, because again, but that would prove more to the club that this is just a laughing stock. No top club would allow this. Club would allow this.
If Arsenal do not win anything, big up Lauren. If Arsenal do not win anything this coming summer,
give Lauren the spanner.
This.
That could not have come out any worse.
Oh, I intended it to come out that way. So come on.
Real talk. If Arsenal do not win anything this season, I think Saliba's gone. Personally, I think he's gone. The fact he hasn't signed a new deal, I think he's basically saying, "You've got one last chance, win something, or I'm gone."
I'm telling you guys, it would be criminal to let this guy run down his contract. But then
he'll be with Real Madrid next year. He'll be with Real Madrid next year.
He's got 2 years left. So what he does? What does he do? Run it down?
You can't run it down. Dude,
I know we can't run it down.
We can't financially. We can't run it down. He'll get sold. He'll have to get sold.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. We can't. I mean, Berta would have been mad enough to do that.
Yeah, he would. Berta's done that before. If you look at what he's done with transfers and how he operated at Atletico, specifically the 2 years when Atletico went down to bare bones on their squad when they made it to the second Champions League final, they were playing with a smaller squad than 23 guys. Half the guys that were there that were playing for them by that final were all the youth academy guys. He'll do it. He'll sell a player for big money and try to reinvest. The question is who's telling him who to look at for the investment? Because like I said, and Sam would speak the same way. These signings that they're talking about, these are not Berta signings. Berta did not sign players like this when he was at Atletico. He went along with what the system was. Him and Simeone worked together to get a player that was quality for the right price, because everybody thinks that just because Atletico Madrid's the third biggest club in Spain, their spending power is nowhere near what Barcelona and Real.
He found gems. But
he found gems.
But he found gems. Rodri, he's a monster of finding gems. But I'll say this right now. Konate looks like he could leave on a free. I wouldn't mind taking him on a free and putting the money down to Saliba with a 1 year left. I wouldn't mind, because then you take them both in, let Rudiger, and then you let what's it called? Alaba leave. That's a replacement right there. But again, it would be criminal of Arsenal if Saliba leaves the club without winning anything. It just shows that
Saka will leave too.
If we don't win it, I'll say this right now. You can clip this. If we don't win anything this season, he's off to Bayern Munich next year.
Who?
Saka.
Well, ain't even that. Did you hear what Rice said? I don't want to be a player that goes to my career and doesn't win anything. Rice officially said that. Well, that guy is gonna start having
queue up Man City for Rice. Queue up Man City for Rice.
This is the thing. I don't think these Arsenal fans realize how shit the situation right now can become. I don't think they realize it right now, but they're gonna get reality check later.
I mean, the Saka situation and the Saliba situation. That's why I'm quite worried about that, because it's like you're not hearing nothing from either camp, and the problem is they're probably looking at this window, thinking, well, I want to see some quality players coming in, and at the moment all I'm seeing is crapper. All right, that's what we're seeing here. And so I'm not saying, because I mean, out of the two, Saliba will probably be the one to say, yo, I've had enough, let's go, because Saka's got the loyalty to the club, but there's only so much you can take. And if you carry on like this, just going down the same road where we're just not doing the business, these players are not stupid. They're not stupid. They're seeing what's going on there, and you can imagine, Saka's agents and things will be saying, "Yo, just hang fire. Let's see what happens here." Because he's got 2. He's just the same. He's got 2 years left. I mean, look, Gabriel's signed. Gabriel Magalhaes has signed. It seems strange that he's done that, but he's done it. Thank God. But then you're just hoping that Saka and Saliba will do the same. But the way things are going at the moment,
Nomsky, why do you think Saliba hasn't signed a new deal when Gabriel did? Because obviously he's looking around, thinking,
100, yeah, 100. But this is what we're dealing with, guys. It's just a topsy-turvy at the moment, and then, as I said, with all the off-field stuff now happening, that's the distraction now that we don't need. But it's going to be there now, so that's when there's going to sneakily get Madueke in. You know what I mean? Like, yo, we've got Madueke. This is what we're dealing with, man. Honestly, I've said it time and time again. This window, as it stands, is so underwhelming. It's just unbelievable.
If they sign Madueke, if the fans had anything about themselves, they would walk out of the stadium. They wouldn't even show up for the first home game.
Gianni, the typical fans, they're now, in terms of the way they think and the culture that's been bred through this fan base, mediocrity. That's what they just
100%. 100%.
And so, and as you rightly said earlier on, the club will look at this and go, well, they don't really care. They're happy with mediocrity. We get that player in. What will happen? The fans will try and big up that player, even though he's useless. They'll find some positives. Whereas we're saying, no, we want standards. Yeah. And then if we get called out for being negative or, you know what I mean, how come you want standards? You know what I mean? You know, no, we want standards. We want being negative. It's not. It's us saying that we've seen where the club has been and where we want to see it get back to. And at the moment, when you've got a fan base that have that level of just we'll just accept whatever comes in. We'll just accept squad fillers. We'll just accept people just coming to just make up the numbers. That's what it is at the moment. Crepper making up numbers. Norgard make up the numbers. Medawege make up the numbers.
The thing is, let me jump in as well with like the process and things like that. AFC, I know what you're saying, yeah, bruv. Like, but get it from this. I'll go to Arsenal every home game, right? I can promise you this. And this isn't a calculated, real in-depth thing. If we wanted to protest, I'd be down there straight away. But guess what we would be? We'd be 20 geezers and a banner. No one gives a fuck, mate. Look, you need to have an effective protest. You can't just be 4 geezers with a fucking couple of fucking billboards up there, mate. You need not even a necessarily majority, but you need some people behind you. Arsenal Football Club haven't got that. We've got 90+% of this fan base are happy with how things are. I'm sorry, until that changes, there's almost virtually no point, and it just won't change. We won't gather any traction. There will not be enough people that will go, yeah, all right, I'll come down there and do that. There just isn't enough people to do that. So I get what you're saying. Yeah, you're saying about there's enough traction on YouTube. But trust me, people that would actually go, there isn't, bruv. There just isn't.
Doing it on screen and showing up in person, 2 different things.
Walking around that stadium, every single, depending on what way I come in there, everyone is buzzing out their tits, bar a tiny little version of the people like me and that ain't happy with this. Trust me. To have an effective look at what happened when the Super League came in. Everyone was against that. Hence, you have an effective protest. No one's against. Well, I shouldn't say no one. Nowhere near enough of the majority of people that didn't want the Super League are out. Arteta out yet. It's just a simple fact. You would be 5 dickheads with a banner. That's the reality. And you'll probably find out every single person that finally you'll probably end up getting beat up at the end of the day for it. That's what it is. There's such an extreme minority of people, match day goers, that would be willing to do that. It's virtually pointless. Now as well, what you're also saying is I get sometimes people will say, okay, well, vote with your feet. Brother, I haven't got 100. I spend £1,500 on my season ticket, yeah? And that's that. I haven't got 1,500 quid to spare like that. Just fucking throw it away. People say, oh, go in there and leave. All right, well, that's all well and good. Well, I haven't got 1,500 quid and then travel expenses to get down and drive an hour or spending 2 hours to get into Arsenal Football Club to walk in and walk back out. It'd just be one empty seat. It's as simple as that. And they go, oh, yeah, good for you, Aaron. And it cost me $2,500 in total at the end of the season. Good for you, Aaron. And what would happen then? I'd have gone, well, I probably could have given $2,500 to my kids there. Do you know what I mean? It's such a conundrum at the minute of Arsenal Football Club. So it's easy to do that. If the majority do that, if there's 55,000 people at Arsenal's football stadium, if 20,000 were doing that, if 10,000 were doing that, I'll do it. But at the minute, it's such a minority. It's virtually pointless. It's just frustrating. We are stuck, and I totally get where people are coming from. Something does need to happen, but when it's such a tiny minority, nothing will happen. I guarantee that nothing will happen. All that will happen is there'll be a couple of small little people that will lose shitloads of money. It won't be fucking noticed. If you go there with banners, it just won't make any difference. It just won't until more people get on board. And that is just a sad reality of Arsenal Football Club at the minute. Netweed, big up to you, Elite Panel, Proper Arsenal. Big up to you, brother. Popping in here more and more over the time. I double appreciate it. But that's where Arsenal Football Club it stands at the minute. It's frustrating, bro.
And the thing is that, you've got fans that are prepared to see Arteta see out his contract.
I'd love to do something like this, by the way.
Yeah?
I'd love to do something like this. But again, the annoying thing is that you'd probably get 5 people walk out. Do you know what I mean? It's just a real sticky situation that we're in at the minute. And I've got 1,500 quid to just go, I just want to maraud up to Arsenal Football Club, getting in and then fuck off back out. And that kills my day. It's frustrating. It's a real sticky situation.
I need to shoot, bro. I need to shoot.
Yeah. So it's gone down. Big up, man.
Ala Madrid, big up Sam.
Yeah, come on.
Ala Madrid.
Big up, people.
Where can people find you, Sam?
Patron Blancos, man. That's my YouTube channel.
Come on,
brother.
We're dropping the link pinned in the chat. The link is pinned in the chat.
Big up. We're dropping a video. Yeah, we're dropping a video tomorrow, people. Come on.
Yeah,
keep
man.
It rolling, keep it rolling.
That's what we want to do.
Yeah,
Double boom.
Aaron, pleasure's always, my guy. Normski,
come on,
always. Big up, Carl. Big up, John as well. Big
Sam,
up,
that phone call we had a couple of days ago, mate. I won't worry about it. I won't worry about it, bro. Yeah,
no. Me and Aaron have spoken as well. Everything's been resolved. Thank God.
Yeah. It's all resolved.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, big up. But yeah, everyone, have a good night, and we'll chat again next time. Yeah.
Double, treble, quadruple boom. Sweet.
Yes, bro.
There you go.
Yeah.
I got bounce.
You got bounce as well.
Yeah, I got bounce as well, mate. Yeah. Big up, chat. Thanks for having me on, Bob. Much appreciated.
Come on, brother.
Big up, Carl.
Pleasure. Absolute pleasure, lads. And catch you down the road. I will be doing a live stream tomorrow night. The quarterfinals, semi-finals, and the final of the Polish Darts Masters. Because I was doing the first round this evening. Big up to everyone who watched me. Got over 1K views again. Jesus Christ, I really have got a niche for this.
What's that on the old dart?
Yeah. And it's only the first round as well. So so big up everyone, and we'll do it all again tomorrow night 6 o'clock, and is what it is. And
sweet, bro, buzz him.
Just get me to Madrid ASAP, please. Just get me to Madrid ASAP. I'm tired of this crap. I sound like North Side now, don't I? I'm tired.
Anyway. Well, listen, you're lucky. I'm not going to Madrid, bro. I'm not going to lie, man. It's like you'll be definitely tired after that fucking thing. I'll have like 4 hours sleep over 5 days. I'll just be like, I'm a bastard, man. Anyway, I'm a bastard. I'll be playing loads of pranks on everyone. Yeah. You wouldn't want to sleep. Honestly, trust me. I'm a bastard. I'm an absolute
It's a good job not by a swimming pool, isn't it? Because I thought, what is the rule number one on a lad's holiday? You don't fall asleep in the freaking sun lounger. What do? They just pick you up, take you to your port, and just bye.
I'd have been climbing the nearest. If I'm one of them, I'll jump off the roof into the pool. I'm a git, man. I'm an absolute bastard on holiday. I can't help myself.
What you think? You're wee man off Jackass?
I'll jump off. Yeah. I went to a holiday. When was it? 2019. Someone had me back. It was like some electro dance thing, and it was out in Magaluf, I think it was at the time, or somewhere. And they coming back, and it was like she'll jump off the roof. I was like, oh my God, I walked in here. I was like, that roof's so fucking close to the swimming pool. Let's jump off of it. And then we just all darting off of it. My brain races in silly places like that. Well, thankfully, I've never hurt myself and counting. Do you know what I mean? I've slowed down a little bit over the years, but yeah, I'm just one of them. I can't help myself. I'm just a little bit of an energetic wanker, I suppose. Do you know what I mean? What can we do? You know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Oh, well, what can we do?
No. Anyway, big up, lads,
to you.
And I'll
take
it easy. Catch you down the road.
Easy. Take care, bro.
See you later, guys.
Sweet man. Netweed is saying big up to oh Jesus Christ. Sorry about that. Yeah. Zoom out. Double apologies for the chat there. Do you know what I mean? Netweed saying big up to Netweed as well. All said, I don't think it's going to be a bad window. Do you know what? Considering I know what type of fan you are, because I see you posting stuff on anyway. This is quite a positive comment from you, bruv, to be fair. But you're saying the main issue is, of course, is Mikel Arteta. I'd rather we keep buying. Either way, Arteta's crunch time will come. Listen, man, do you know what? And that's actually not a bad way to sort of point in this. Boys, and we'll come straight off of this. If Arteta doesn't get it right, let's just say it's September the 1st, and Arteta, we still ain't done the business, or we've only got one striker, but it's Sesko, and we didn't, and we got Madueke or no one, and all of that. It's time to go, isn't it? It's got to be time to go. Obviously, he'll get given time to play out. Do you know what I mean? To have his little game, but I'm sorry, that represents a horrendous transfer window, wouldn't it? Sesko and Madueke, along with all these other fillers. It's just not good enough, is it, boys? Norms, I'll let you jump in first there, bruv.
That's what I'm saying. Underwhelming, absolutely underwhelming.
So badly underwhelming.
That's a 2 out of 10 window. If we get those, seriously, if we get those players,
love DJB, bro. Come on.
That's being generous, Norms. 2 out of 10. That's being generous.
You never let me finish. Put the minus in front of it.
Oh, mate. Do you know how I've decided to score this window? Yeah. And I think this is actually quite a fair way. So I thought there's 20 bits of business to be done. Yeah. I think Arsenal, and I'm not saying they will do, hear me out before people jump down my throat. I reckon Arsenal needed to sign about 10 players. Yeah. And that would be, and bearing in mind, we're going in what people constitute as a 10 out of 10, I consider a perfect window. That is getting everything you need done. That's what a 10 out of 10 window is to me. You've signed all the players you need to. You've sold all the players you need to. You've renewed all the contracts you need to. That's what a 10 out of 10 is to me. So I reckon Arsenal needed to sign 10 players. I think we needed to sell 5 players. And I think we need to renew 5 contracts. So Arsenal Football Club at the minute have signed Kepa. Oh, sorry. Crapper. We've signed Crapper. We've renewed the MLS deal. We've renewed the Gabriel deal. That's 3. Cool. Okay, so that's 1.5 out of 10 so far. But we let Tierney go for free. I won't say the other player now because I think that's right that he goes at this time of playing. But at the minute, we've also let go Tomiyasu. That's another player out. Won't add that in. I think we're about a 1 out of 10 window so far. Anyone gonna disagree with the way my thought process is? Because I think if you've got 20 bits to do, I'd say I'll give 0.5 for every single bit that we do, and we're minusing it with letting certain players go. We haven't signed. The only player we've officially signed is Crapper, and we've signed 2 players up to new deals. 1.5 window. Minus Kieran Tierney going for free. 1 out of 10 so far. Anyone want to disagree with that?
No, I completely agree with you that it's a 1 out of 10. And I even if we were to pull off, even if we were only to pull off Sesko, it'd still be a 1 out of 10. Oh.
Norms have jumped out. Yeah, go on. Yeah. Go on,
I'd still think it'd only be a 1 out of. I'd still think it'd be only a 1 out of 10 with Sesko. 10 players, I agree with you, but for it to be 10 out of 10, Odegaard and Havertz would need to be shipped out. Me personally, I'm not willing to give another season for those 2 guys. In my opinion, Havertz's best year is only 4 more goals. His best year was Leverkusen. I think it was 17 goals in 1 season he scored. That's it. The guy. If you want a 10 out of 10 season, ship Odegaard, Calafiori, and Havertz out of the team, and then start going and retooling from there. Because Eze walks into this team. Eze's better than Odegaard from what we've seen. Odegaard, I'm just not. He doesn't have the time of day for me anymore.
Yeah. It's just what I'm saying, man. It's the lack of quality in midfield. Do you know what, Norms? What would you say is yours? I don't know if you said it just before you cut out.
Yeah, so
where are you at?
So just bring back up to speed because I kind of cut out. Where was we?
Yeah.
I said -2, and then
you're at -2. Yeah.
I was taken out by the mutants. Yeah, they didn't like what I said.
Quada's minus 10,000 so far. I mean, that's going to have to be an astronomical window for that.
Are we talking about the midfield?
I mean, like I can't think who wrote into there. Someone put in there about the midfield. I think it was why not? I think he wrote in here and he was like, "Where's the comment?" I'm sure. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, and do you know what? I said it and I brought the stat up. £440 million spent in the midfield. And all we've got to show for it is Zubimendi, who's never kicked a ball in the Premier League. Odegaard, who's regressed over 2 years. And Declan Rice is playing out of fucking position. 440 midfield, guys.
And to tell you the truth, I mean, Declan Rice, he's going to be doing an awful lot of running this season. And an awful lot of mopping up. Yeah, because at the end of the day, Zubimendi has not kicked a ball in this league. It's going to be a baptism of fire for him. And I know, listen, if we was to rewind back and say the reason why we wanted to keep Mr. Thomas Partey was to, bring the guy in, slowly integrate him into the side, see what Thomas Partey could do. But obviously, now that's now history. Now we've got this situation now where we've got Moreno, Norgard. You put that up against Man City's midfield. Put that up against Liverpool's midfield. Put that up against City's midfield. Put that up against our Newcastle's midfield.
Okay, I'll do that actually for you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. This is this is the
this wasn't planned, by the way, guys.
Yeah. This is what we can do here, and this is why, obviously as the host, you have to dip and duck out of it. Sometimes you can't pay too much. But boom, here we go. Big up Oasis. I am going, I think, at Wembley on the 28th. I think, with my VIP standing tickets. Boom, can't wait. But yeah, there you go. This is our midfield compared to Chelsea's Caicedo, Lavia, Fernandes, Palmer. Liverpool's Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Wirtz. Manchester City's Rodri, Reinders, Foden, and Cherky. Arsenal have Rice, Mourinho, Zubimendi, and Odegaard. Anyone think that ours is kind of fourth there?
It's not kind of. It 100% is. Here, Newcastle's not even on this list.
Yep,
Newcastle's got a better midfield than us.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 150%. Like Newcastle's probably got arguably easily the second best midfield. I think there or thereabouts. They're right up there. Their midfield's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
look what we've got. And do you know what? And I've done this on Shane Gooners, and Shane Gooners sent me this. Big up Shane. Look at this midfield, right? So in this, obviously we've got the fourth best midfield out this whole lot. Okay, we've also actually got the worst player in Mourinho. Mourinho is a country mile the worst player in this whole entire midfield. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
When you look at all the 16 players here, Mikel Mourinho is absolutely the worst. And we've got Zubimendi as well, who's joint with, actually, we can actually say he's the most inexperienced midfielder in their team. Why? Because Reinders and Cherky have actually made their Manchester City debut.
Yeah.
I don't actually know if Wirtz has.
Well,
so
they've
I might have to hold that. But either way,
they've actually signed. That's the main thing.
Exactly. Yeah, and they've signed. And they've signed. So actually, thank you very much for saving me there, Norms. So yeah, you're exactly right. We've got the most unproven player of this whole entire lot. When you look at Martin Odegaard, we've also got the most regressing player of the whole entire lot of this midfield. And you've got poor old Declan Rice. Who's a fantastic
trying his best.
Trying his best in out of position.
Yeah.
Trying his best.
What it is.
This is what we're going up against. And we ain't even showed you Newcastle's, Tonali's.
Villa.
Do you know
Villa,
what I'm saying?
Look at Villa.
Villa's got a good midfield.
Villa's
midfield. One of the worst midfields in the league.
If Villa gets away with this whole thing that they're doing like Chelsea to sell their women's teams to where they're not going to have a problem with PSR and they can go spend again, we may drop below Villa this year. That's something to keep an eye on. Is what ends up happening with Villa with the sale of their women's team. But our midfield's not better than Newcastle or midfields, in my opinion. Going off of this list plus those, we're the sixth best midfield in the Prem. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, fact, man. Yeah, Netwis and Zuba is going to know what pressure means in August. 100%. He is going to have his eyes wide open after a few games, isn't he? Because we obviously start, with a fixture list. We've got Manchester United away, Leeds at home, and then Liverpool away. He's going to know what it means to play in the Premier League after 3 games, isn't he? What an awakening that fridge freezer's got. Let's get it absolutely right.
If we don't switch the formation to where Declan Rice is sitting next to him in a 2-man pivot, like a 4-2-3-1, we're going to get killed on counters. We are going to get killed on counters. If Rice is the one out of the midfield that looks the most confident bringing the ball forward, and he's the most physical. Our two weakling / technical players in Zubimendi and Odegaard will be the only 2 to stop counters. Ain't happening.
Yeah.
Might as well put Jorginho back there again.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Odegaard, he just looks like the Milky Bar kid. You know what I mean? Just like
he does that.
You know what I mean? Just like
Milky Bar kid is good. That's the one. Kid is dead. I can't remember the exact one.
Something the Milky Bar kid. Everybody, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh dear.
Oh my
Except
God.
I didn't. Actually, I won't say that. And not because it was bad, because it would have come out wrong. You know what I mean? Yeah. So zip. But I'll tell you what we will do there is we will wrap it up, man. I've got my mate is having a look over at me. He said you'd be on for an hour. Sorry about that, Lee, mate. I do apologise. He's looking at me like that. You fucking wanker.
It's gonna be one of those ones, yeah. It's gonna
the big old hook.
But yeah. Listen, man, I do. Sorry about that, Lee. It's sort of technically he's my missus' cousin, so do you know what I mean?
There we go. Nick, there we go. The Milky Bar Kid is strong and tough.
You know, that's it. The Milky Bar Kid
is good enough. No,
we had nearly there, weren't we? Yeah. Well, we was nearly there, weren't we, Norm? To be fair, we had the theme to do. The Bar Kid is good. God. Norms, where can we find you? Your link's pinned, man. What you got coming up?
On obviously Monday we've got the OG show coming up on Monday.
Of course we have, man. Boom.
It's back to listen. Let's hope that we've announced Zubimendi at least. And then on Wednesday I'll be doing my What's Going On podcast show at 6:30 on Wednesday, and then Bruised Banana show on the Thursday. And it's round and round we go, you know what I mean? But enjoying every minute of it, you know what I mean? Every minute of it. And big up to the panel, big up to Gianni. Get your own channel, Gianni, bro. Because you got your stuff, bro. So get your channel started, bro. You know how I mean?
Gotta relearn technology.
Yeah, Gianni's a geezer, man. He's an absolute geezer. Yeah. The second he came on one of my cousins ago, about a month, maybe a little bit longer ago. And when you just know, it's just like, he knows what he's talking about. He had his opening monologue, and I was like, okay, I don't really know what to say back to that. Okay, that's brilliant. Fair dues, isn't it? That's good. That's what you want, man. But yeah, sort of Gianni, yeah, man. Have you ever thought about, like I said, serious thing? Have you ever thought about getting a channel? Or are you just quite happy to go on things, say your bit, and do your thing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with going on people's channels and saying a few things here and there. Dude, I hate technology. If it was up to me, I'd go back to the Stone Ages and have payphones on every fucking block than having to deal with this. If my job didn't require me to give out emails for stuff immediately if stuff goes on, man, I'd have a freaking flip phone. I hate technology. I think so. That's kind of why with me. I like just jumping on and everything else.
That's cool, bro. You never know. You never know. You may have a change.
Norms, I miss the old days of walking around with the little black book with everybody's numbers in there.
Oh, listen, bro. Do you remember the old filer packs? Yeah.
Yep. I'd rather be calling people off payphones and stuff than all this. More peaceful times.
Yeah, but definitely.
And it's untraceable. You know what I mean? I had a little black book of naughty numbers in there. I was like, oh, hello, love. Candies, what are you doing later? Do you know, I'm not going to go down that avenue. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Candy, bring some of your girls. We got to go from this point. Nothing's good going to carry on if I carry on talking. Thank you very, 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 very much for every single one of you for tuning in, man. Absolutely appreciate it. There's been loads of you that stayed for the duration for 2 hours and 37 minutes. Absolute world class. That's why I call you the world class chat, because you are, man. Big up to obviously Gianni. Big up to Normski. We've got big up to Carl, Sam. I'm sure that was there anyone else on. I'm fairly sure that's all they had on. Apologies if I've missed anyone, but absolute world class. Maybe I'll do another video tomorrow. I'm not quite sort of sure. I took a little bit of a mini break from things this week, which is why I didn't stream so much. But the numbers that we got today, unbelievable. I wasn't sort of sure what was going to get. I thought I might have got a bit of grief in the chat, but it's actually been unbelievable, man. Big up, and that's what it's all about, man. So I'm going to end the stream there. I will catch you all very, 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 very soon. I'll set her out, everyone out. Come on, mum. What are we doing there?